And welcome to SNU Football Stadium. The home opener for the 2024 football campaign is moments away here on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel. Hi, everyone. Luke McConnell and Landry Franks with you once again for Southern Nazarene football as the Crimson Storm opens the home slate of the 2024 season this evening against Arkansas Tech. Thanks for joining us this evening here on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be here all season long for home games for the Crimson Storm. And Landry, another year together, another year for the Crimson Storm under Coach Dustin Haa, coming off a tremendously successful year, 6-5 in the GAC, going to a bowl game for the first time in program history. But a lot of transition this year, but also still reason to have optimism about the process and the progress of this Crimson Storm program.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, we have no Gage Porter at quarterback for this Crimson Storm offense, but lots of opportunities for two younger players who have earned the right to get a chance at playing quarterback for this Crimson Storm team. But yeah, Luke, just like you mentioned, lots of progress still to be made, but also lots of things to hold their head up high about, and things they're looking forward to this season. Lots of turnover and transition with some players that we know well, but still a really strong team that wants to consistently win 6, 7, 8 games and be in contention for some of those bowl games like they were last year. This is not something that's a one and done, but for Coach Haa and his staff, this is something they want to continue going forward.
Southern Nazarene comes into this evening's contest 0-1, dropped the season opener at Harding last Thursday night, 59-0. The defending national champions looked the part, and talking to Coach Haa earlier this week, Landry, he was not overly disappointed in how things went, just kind of a matter of fact, Harding is who they are.
Yeah, Harding's a really, really good team, and there's a reason why they're pretty much the consensus to win the national championship again. I think Coach, though, even with the score, saw some really positive things. They got the numbers they wanted on offense. They played well and fitted well in defense, but they just lacked some of those physical things that they hope to correct this week, which is tackling on defense, wrapping up, finishing the play, not just being in the right position, but finishing the play. And then offensively, they really did like the looks they got. They've got to be more physical up front in the offensive line, but then also take advantage when they have the numbers or when they have the offensive advantage. They've got to capitalize on some of those plays this week.
Arkansas Tech comes in 1-0, continuing the strong finish they had to the 2023 season. The Wonder Boys started the year 0-4, in large part due to what Kyle Shipp attributed to just guys learning how to lead correctly. Once they got that figured out, the Wonder Boys rattled off 5 wins in their last 7 games and then won a wild overtime game against Oklahoma Baptist last week, 44-41, the final score. Looked good on offense and defense. A lot of veterans on this Arkansas Tech team as well, Landry, but they will be without starting quarterback Ethan Forster, who started the game last week. Instead, it'll be Northwestern Oklahoma State transfer Ethan Everson under center for the Wonder Boys here this evening.
Yeah, I think you can expect to see some pressure early on from this SNU defense. Try to get him rattled early. This quarterback who's a good quarterback, and Luke, we've certainly seen in our time together, but the defense for SNU needs to set the tone. But then offensively, just progress, getting a first down, getting a couple first downs, finding some success that just seemed to escape them last week. Building some confidence, getting the ball in the end zone. I think you're going to start to see this Crimson Storm offense open up tonight.
Well, we had the opportunity to sit down with SNU head coach Dustin Haa earlier this week, get his thoughts on last week, the season at large, and looking ahead to the game with the Wonder Boys here this evening. So we'll step aside for a short break and hear from Coach Haa, and then we'll come back with our players to watch, keys to the game, and the opening kickoff here at SNU Football Stadium. Welcome into our pregame conversation with SNU head coach Dustin Haa. The Crimson Storm kicking off the home slate of the 2024 season tonight when they face Arkansas Tech. And Dustin, good to be back with you. Another year, another football season. What are you pleased with so far with how your guys attack fall camp and the offseason?
Yeah, we have about 100 returning guys and 147. This is my first year in 25 off seasons where we didn't have, or fall camps where we didn't have one guy quit. So I'm either getting really soft on them, or we've got a good culture here, and guys that we've got guys in the program that love playing football and love the process of it all. So that's been good. That's been satisfying. But it was a hot camp this year, one of the hottest that I can remember, and guys just battled the whole time and competed really well to earn their spots on the depth chart.
And how have you seen that play out in fall camp and just what you've been able to do so far in preparation for this 24 season?
Yeah, it's been really competitive at a lot of different positions. So we had to replace, 6 or 7 starters combined on both sides of the ball, and young guys competing. I say young guys, inexperienced guys competing for those spots, and it's been good. The competition at those spots has been good. The encouragement up and down the depth chart within those positions has been really good. And we talk about that quite a bit, is supporting the guys that you're competing with and just coach them up and try to make them better. And I thought, for the most part, we did that during fall camp. So I think we'll see the fruit of that as we get going and really get full on into the season. So, but I like where we're at in that aspect of things.
As far as some of the newcomers, you've got young guys in the secondary, obviously new quarterback with Gage Porter graduating. But who are some of those guys who've really stood out to you or are going to make an impact for you this year?
Donovan Hill, outside receivers, really stepped up, and he's developed himself into really an elite type of receiver. And so we're looking for him to have really a breakout year. Dalen Smith was all conference last year. Really see him as more of a first team type all conference at tight end. But he's having a great camp and is still healthy. For him, he's been so banged up early in his career and just a warrior ever since. But then those 3 big O linemen are doing outstanding. So Andy Cardenas, Big Mo, and Cizik, those guys they're healthy and they're strong and doing really well. So we're excited about the foundation that they give us offensively. And defensively, it's some of the same old faces. So David Omasigo is playing really well, and he's given us a lot of versatility, so we can play down or at outside backer. And then Nick Blanchard's been here forever, and he's had a really good camp. Colton Morris at outside linebacker, Aaron Randall at safety. And then at inside, Jamari Johnson's grown so much on the field and really off the field as well, but at that inside linebacker spot. So he's pushed Manny Obina, but that's even better for our inside core. So those two and Carter Brock really is at inside linebacker has been a real boost for us, and we hope that shows today.
Tough one last week on the road at Harding. Always tough to face the defending national champions week 1. But what did you learn about your team last week?
We're going to find out. But judging by the week of practice, we're a pretty resilient group, and you just learn a lot in a really fast way about the physicality that it takes to play in the Great American Conference. And we got a taste of that, cranked up to 10 in that first week. So that's what you learn from it. You learn what it takes and where can you go from here. And so if you can just get over the initial shock of that game and not living up to the expectations that you kind of put on yourself, and pick up the pieces and don't let them beat you twice and make the necessary adjustments, then you can be just fine. And I feel like with our progress and practice this week and the attitudes and joy that we've practiced with, that we've done that. We're going to find out. But I really think that's where we're at.
Arkansas Tech coming in off an overtime win over Oklahoma Baptist last week. What have you seen on tape from the Wonder Boys that you need to be prepared for?
Defensively, they're multiple, particularly in their front seven. They do a lot of things and give you a lot of different looks. So multiplicity of that. They do have some good linemen up front on their defensive line. So they're very solid at defensive end. Number 6 is D tackle for them, one of the best around. And then number 2 and 3 at inside linebacker, they impressed me with how well they run. So they're going to get to the ball. They're going to run well on defense and give you some scheme stuff to think about. Offensively, you just don't really know. I think they're kind of fine. They had some injury issues last week, so I think they're still trying to find their playmakers and what their identity, what they want that to look like. And so that'll be interesting to see kind of how that evolved for them this week in practice, and we'll find that out as we get the game going. But they're multiple on offense. They really play their plays off of each other well. So if they've got an inside run, they've got an outside run, a run action, or an RPO off of that. And so we've got to read our keys, and we've got to run and tackle for sure.
Well, Dustin, good to be back with you this year, and look forward to seeing you guys against the Wonder Boys here tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Luke.
And welcome back to SNU Football Stadium. Just a couple minutes before kickoff, the captains meeting out at midfield right now. David Omasigo, Andy Cardenas, David Morales, and Colby Branch, the captains this evening for the Crimson Storm, donning their new whites this evening. Ready to see SNU in white at home. SNU will receive to start the ball game. And Landry, as we count down to kickoff, your keys for today's game for the Crimson Storm.
Yeah, I think obviously for the offense we need to see consistent ball movement down the field. That doesn't mean a touchdown every play, or not every play, every series, but it does mean chunk plays, putting your defense in a position to succeed, and also putting yourself in a position to take advantage of the game and to get ahead early. Defensively, finishing plays, wrapping up, making clean tackles, certainly wanting to see good fits, but then getting pressure on this new quarterback for this Arkansas Tech team. I think those are what I'm looking for. Luke, what about you?
I think how SNU washes away last week is going to be key. You know, the messaging from Coach Hayda was, you know, we did a lot of things right, just weren't there physically, not on the same level physically, and that is, you know, something that is a truth when you go against Harding and some of the other big-name schools in this conference. But how if that messaging was consistent with the players and came through to the players, I think this could be just a nice, fresh reset for the Crimson Storm. So we'll get to see how that goes on offense in particular. SNU just 49 yards last week against the Bisons, a year after averaging, you know, almost 470 yards per game and almost 300 on the ground. It was a weird deal to see SNU limited to that extent, even against the Bisons, who they've had success against the past 2 years.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a good one tonight, Luke. Looking forward to it. Perfect night here in Bethany, Oklahoma. Breeze is picking up a little bit, but couldn't ask for better football weather to start the season at home.
It's been hot all day, but cooling down as we get closer to kickoff and the shadows lengthening across the turf here in Bethany. Back deep for the Crimson Storm, number 83, Karomo Collins, redshirt freshman out of Plainview, Texas. Also back there with him is redshirt freshman Caden Barron. Kicking off for the Wonder Boys will be the punter, Logan Tymason, a sophomore out of Bentonville, Arkansas. Great crowd on hand as well for the home opener of the 2024 season. Tymason ready, the Wonder Boys ready. Sends it deep over the head of Collins, and SNU will start 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. The man leading him out, it will be Bryson Evans, the redshirt junior out of Wichita, Kansas, in his 4th year here in Bethany.
When we talked to Coach Hayda this week, we asked him point blank, is there a guy that kind of has risen above the other? And he said, no, both just need more reps to kind of see what they're looking at and see what kind of feel they have for the game. So expect to see both Rashid Noel and Bryson Evans.
Donovan Hill, Colby Branch, wide receivers. Carlos Zepeda is the running back. Terrell Farr lined up to the right of Evans in the pistol. Zepeda goes out in motion to the right as well. The snap. Evans, quarterback keeper all the way, has tons of space, runs over a man and picks up 10 yards as Matt Arnold on the receiving end of the first play of the game. 10 yards and a first down for Bryson Evans.
And already we see how they want to dictate this game, making good reads. And that looked like a quarterback run from the beginning, clearing out Zepeda out of the backfield to come back the other way with Evans for the first down.
Dalen Smith, the tight end. The offensive line left to right, Andy Cardenas, Aaron Basavich, David Armijo, Zach Cizik, and David Morales for the Crimson Storm. 1st and 10, Evans gives it to Jarrell Farr, running left, scoots upfield, crosses the 40-yard line before being tripped up. It's a gain of 7 up to the 42-yard line, 2nd and 3. Nearly a minute gone by in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you can expect if Crimson Storm's going to move this ball so well on the ground, I don't think they're going to worry about snapping it too fast unless they get a good play, or a big play, excuse me. And 2 really good runs, powerful runs from this Crimson Storm offense to begin the game.
SNU put up 349 on the ground in Russellville last year in the 38-31 win. SNU 1-4 against Arkansas Tech in Bethany, 2-8 overall. 2nd and 3, Zepeda in motion. Evans, quick hitter over the middle, is juggled and dropped by Colby Branch.
Yeah, Branch getting contact as soon as he touches that ball, but he's got to hold on to it. It's right there in his hands for the first down. This is the exact same play they ran on first down to begin the drive. They motioned Zepeda out of the backfield, and it's just a little RPO for them to figure out what they have. They have Branch kind of running a dig route and Zepeda kind of the check down, running a shoot route, and then Evans also has the option to run. This time he goes to Branch, but it's incomplete.
It's Caleb Arnold on the coverage. Here's 3rd and 3, Farr to the top of the formation. Evans bubbles it out to him. Farr turns the corner, but he cannot get more than a yard as Matt Arnold out there along with C.J. Palmer. It's 4th down and 2 for the Crimson Storm, and the punt unit will come on.
Yeah, and unfortunate. Certainly feel like you're ahead of the sticks there. In a good position to get another first down, but forced to punt. This Tech defense standing firm on that screen pass on the last down.
Adam Atwell on to kick for the Crimson Storm. 45 yards a kick last week with a long of 72. So on a wobbler into the wind. It hits at the 30, takes an SNU hop and goes out of bounds at about the 21-yard line with 12:46 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout on the field. Arkansas Tech with the football when we come back. This is SNU football.
A beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
Welcome back to Bethany. Crimson Storm football on the air against Arkansas Tech, the home opener of the 2024 season. SNU picked up 1 first down on an emphatic run by Bryson Evans, then couldn't do anything with the second set of downs. But Landry, now we get to see the SNU defense, which predictably gashed a little bit by the Harding Flexbone attack. But a lot of good things here on this SNU defense to be excited about, starting with those guys in the middle of the defense, Carter Brock, Jamari Johnson, and Emmanuel Obina at the linebacker position.
Yeah, really veteran group there that has made lots of plays and lots of tackles, and certainly going to lean on them, rely on them, as Arkansas Tech's going to want to establish the run early.
Ethan Everson is the quarterback, 6'1" senior out of Dallas, Texas. 2 wide either side to start. Deuce Wise, the running back, he's got it across the 20, and he is cut down by Carter Brock before a host of other SNU defenders get to him. It's a gain of 1 up to the 23-yard line. Looking at the starters for SNU, Nick Blanchard, Austin Martin, Colton Morris. Up there along the defensive front, David Omasigo, Carter Brock, Emmanuel Obina, Jake Wright at the linebacker positions, Ethan Miner, Elijah Simons, Aaron Randall, and Kobe Nichols at corner. Quick hitter on the screen out from Everson to Caleb Tanis, and he crosses the 31-yard line. I think they are going to give him the first down as he got up to just about the 32. So it'll be a first down for the Wonder Boys to Tanis, the senior out of Kansas City, Missouri. Second team All-GAC last year for the Wonder Boys.
Yeah, Tanis, they're going to want to get the ball to him frequently in this game. He's a veteran wide receiver, but he's a good playmaker already. They're getting him the ball on a quick screen.
One wide either side. Tanis motions into the backfield. Everson takes the snap, gives it to Wise right up the middle, and nothing doing. Everybody in on that one. Austin Martin, Carter Brock, Omasigo all in there taking down the Wonder Boys. Deuce Wise, who ran for a career-high 99 yards last week in the win over Oklahoma Baptist. 444 yards on 100 carries a season ago for the Wonder Boys. He's the leading returning rusher for Arkansas Tech, which averaged just 87 yards on the ground per game a year ago. 2 wide left, 1 right for Tech. Quick pop pass from Everson. That is Jared Long around the left side. He gets up to the 40-yard line before he's cut down by Jake Wright and Ethan Miner. Be 3rd down and 2 for the Wonder Boys, 10:45 to go first quarter.
Yeah, and the Wonder Boys are having success out wide, getting the ball out wide. First with the screen pass to Tanis, but then on this pop pass, like you just mentioned, Luke, again on the wide side of the field, using their speed to their advantage to see if the Crimson Storm defense can hold here on 3rd down.
Wild Wonder Boy here, Jordan Eddington in the backfield. Luke Gall, the redshirt freshman, has it, and it goes through his hands, and he falls on it back at the 25-yard line. This Wildcat formation, something we saw a little bit against Oklahoma Baptist for the Wonder Boys with a redshirt freshman and Air Force transfer. Couldn't hold the snap. A big loss back to the 25-yard line, and the Wonder Boys will be forced to punt.
And I know it's the Wildcat here, Luke, but SNU dodged a bullet. They had the Wonder Boys had 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field. SNU only had 2 defenders covering. That means one's going to be wide open. Even if you're playing zone, you're in trouble there. Dodge a bullet, but they also get they get the offense back on the field.
Tymason on to punt for the Wonder Boys, replacing an All-American in Aaron Wynn, and he got all this spiral. Desmond Williams fields it at the 24 for SNU, splits a pair of defenders, keeps his footing across the 30, and gets all the way up to the 31-yard line. A nice return there by Desmond Williams, the redshirt freshman out of Perry, Oklahoma. So with 9:25 to go, SNU back on offense. We'll step aside for a short break. When we come back, we'll see what the Crimson Storm offense can do against the Tech defense. We'll be right back.
Renew is the University Counseling Center. We are located at 6710 Northwest 43rd Street, just north of the Webster Commons. Renew offers a variety of services, including individual counseling, couples counseling, and psychoeducational workshops. The first 5 sessions for students are free, and students will never pay more than $10 per session. Faculty counseling is just $40 per session. Renew is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Fridays from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, visit renew.snu.edu or email renew@mail.snu.edu.
Welcome back to Bethany. SNU and Arkansas Tech scoreless with 9:25 to go in the first quarter. Luke McConnell, Landry Franks with you here this evening. A gorgeous evening for football in Bethany, Oklahoma. And Landry, SNU got off to a good start on that last series and sputtered after that drop by Colby Branch, but some good things, some good positive things after a week against Harding where there were few positive forward
absolutely.
things.
You know, Luke, like we said at the beginning of the game, not every drive needs to be a touchdown. Just build the momentum. We got Evans back out here again, so we're rolling with Evans again. But just want to see progression each play.
2 wide right, 1 left. Evans gives it to Carlos Zepeda, trying to pick his way left side, and he's chopped down after a gain of 1. And that was Caleb Arnold coming in on the tackle. Dalen Smith just got sent to the ground by an Arkansas Tech player. Flags flew. We'll see who the flag is on.
Yeah, and you know it's certainly gonna be on Arkansas Tech, but you wonder if they just call it on both players. Definitely some extracurricular happening well after the plays over there.
Officials sorting it out, confirming the number.
No ball movement yet.
The penalty assessed to Javen Love, senior linebacker out of Carbondale, Illinois. So that 15-yard penalty will move the ball up to the 47-yard line for the Crimson Storm, where it'll be 1st and 10. Braxton Bird into the game for the first time. He's in motion to the top. Takes it on the speed sweep, trying to get outside. Evades one tackler, evades two, lost the football, but he was able to get back on it for a loss of 1 back to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and it looked like the man who made a play or made the tackle was just unblocked. So a jet sweep that goes over there, but maybe the better play would have been to bring it around the other side, the quarterback. You know, that's one thing about this offense. It's all based on reads, wanting to get the numbers in the right place, which, you know, creates quite a learning curve for quarterbacks as they step in.
2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left for Evans. Zapata back in at running back. Evans gives it to Zapata, running right, trying to get around the outside, and he's tracked down and taken down by Jaron Stewart, junior out of El Dorado, Arkansas. Had 7 tackles, 3.5 for loss last week in the win over Oklahoma Baptist. Gain of 1 back to the original line of scrimmage, the 47-yard line of SNU. 3rd down and 10 with 8 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter.
You know, Luke, I don't think we've seen one formation that's been the same from the Crimson Storm offense since we began. You know, that's not uncommon, but to have a new formation every play certainly makes it tricky.
Evans takes a snap, back to pass, under pressure, fires it behind Donovan Hill. It's incomplete, and I think we're going to get an illegal formation here. The head linesman threw the flag at the snap. I think the right tackle, David Morales, might have been just a little bit too far off the line of scrimmage. Dustin Haa disagreeing with the idea. The penalty will be declined, and a 3-and-out essentially for the Crimson Storm after the penalty moved them up 15 yards. So SNU will punt for the 2nd time in as many possessions.
Yeah, and just not a lot going on the run game there. Not able to get the edge. You know, you run 2 outside run plays and just unable to get upfield around the end of the formation.
Atwell sends this high into the sky. Hits at the 23, and Jones had called for a fair catch. It bounced right into his lap, tried to run, but can't do that. But Tech will start at their own 17-yard line with 7:22 to go in the first quarter, and the SNU defense back on the field. Gave up a first down for buckling down and aided by the fumbled snap by Luke Gall. So we'll see what the Tech offense is able to do on their 2nd possession of the game. Two wide to the left, 1 to the right. Ball on the left hash. Everson turns and gives to Wise. Tried to cut up field, slipped down. They'll give him the line of scrimmage back to the 17-yard line. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and both teams' run game has just been a little lackluster to begin.
Here's a 5-wide set for Tech. 3 to the top of the formation, 2 left.
Yeah, and if you see a 5-wide set like this, you expect a screen.
Everson turns, quick bubble to the right side with trips. That goes to Jordan Jackson, and he's taken down out there by Desmond Williams.
Yeah, Luke, if you see trio bunch to the far side over by the numbers, you just better believe that they're going to throw a screen and try to get something quick, 5 yards, or even break something open if they have the numbers. But you don't really expect a deep pass on something like that.
Gain of 4 up to the 21, 3rd and 6 for the Crimson Storm defense. 6:15 to go. Everson has a snap, back to pass, hits the crosser over the middle, and Jones is stoned at the 25-yard line. Did not get it, that's Jorion Chase, The 6th-year senior, Elijah Simons, in there to make the stop, and that will force another Arkansas Tech punt.
Yeah, they just try to clear out for the under route, but Everson needs to get his eyes up and look towards his single coverage receiver. You have the safety rolling down to the trip side. You got your single coverage receiver, your big, tall, wide receiver running nearly free. Crimson Storm defense, though, good job rallying to the football on the under route and making sure it's stopped before first down.
Tymason 51 yards on his first punt. Out there for his second, a little bit of a low snap, but gets away, and it's a shank off his left foot. Checks up at the Arkansas Tech 45-yard line is where it rolls dead, and that was with a fortunate Wonder Boy bounce as well. It hit inside the Tech 40-yard line, so SNU with tremendous starting field position going into the wind with 5:13 to go first quarter. We'll see if SNU can get things going on the ground.
Luke, you know what they yell when a punt is shanked like that?
Peter, right?
Peter.
Who is Peter is what I want to know.
I wish I could give you some kind of, this is where if I was good at this, I would give you some background about why they say that and what it means, but I don't know that anyone really knows. It's just what they say. So
whoever he is, I feel bad for him that's his claim to fame.
That's right, getting out of the way of a shanked punt.
Rashid Noel takes series number 3 for the SNU offense. The senior out of Coppell, Texas, transferred into the program out of Emporia State last year. SNU comes out 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. The referee's holding play for some reason. Now clears the umpire out. We're good to go. Carlos Cepeda, the deep set behind Noel. I say we're good to go. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think there's the play clock was set a little lower than it's supposed to be.
Branch goes in motion to the top of the formation. Noel turns, gives to Cepeda, running right, cuts inside, a nice block from Smith. 35-30, 25-20, upended inside the 15-yard line at the 14. Carlos Cepeda with a huge run on first down. Makes it 1st and 10 in the red zone, and SNU pushing tempo here. Noel hustling them back to the line of scrimmage to take advantage of the big play. 3 wide right. Noel bubbles out to Jarrell Farr. Cuts inside, a nice block from Cepeda. He gains 2 down to the, just 1 yard down to the 13-yard line. With the clock moving, 4:38 to go. First quarter, SNU knocking on the door.
Yeah, that's pretty typical of what we've seen over the last few years. Big play. The offense is going to try to run to the ball to snap a quick play with something that they feel good about, like a quick screen pass. Unfortunately there, it's only going to net them 2 yards.
Backs to either side of Noel. Noel gives it to Braxton Bird. Cuts it upfield inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line goes Braxton Bird. Pickup of 4, which makes it 3rd down and 5. They need to get to the 4-yard line for a first down.
You know, when we met with Coach Hayda this week, one thing we asked was, who are some players you're looking out for? And, of course, he listed off just about all of his starters. But he also mentioned Isaiah Bird, who's played really well, especially the end of last season, and they're looking for him to have a big year this year.
2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Noel in the pistol set. Pulls it out of the belly, Cepeda, rolling right, looking back at the end zone, incomplete, tipped away by C.J. Palmer. He was actually looking for Dalen Smith in front of the goal line. Had Jarrell Farr along the back line if he'd been able to lob it over that first level.
Yeah, and I think he saw Jarrell Farr, but Jarrell Farr tripped finishing his route, and instead he goes to Smith. Crimson Storm going to have, hopefully, what is a chip shot field goal here.
So Cameron Van Pruyen, sophomore out of San Antonio, Texas. It'll be a 26-yard field goal. It is on the way, and it is no good. Wide to the right. So the excellent drive, excellent position for SNU comes up empty with 3:30 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you're seeing some of what Coach Hayda is expecting from this team with big plays, with getting the edge, with making the right reads. But it's connecting those dots, finishing drives, right? Even to your special teams, making a field goal within your own 20. Those things have to be consistent for this Crimson Storm team to get back to the rhythm they were in last year.
The ball will be spotted at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wonder Boys. Luke Gall is the running back to the right of Everson. 3 wide receivers to the right for the Wonder Boys. Everson gives it to Gall, trying to pick his way, and he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll give him 1 to the 21-yard line, and the middle of that SNU defense so far, Landry, has been very stout.
Yeah, nothing doing for Arkansas Tech. You know what's been interesting is that Everson is running a kind of a like he's finishing his own read on the back of all these plays, but they haven't given it to him once. So you got to key in if you're the SNU defense for that inevitable quarterback keeper, but middle linebackers are playing very well to start the game.
2nd and 9. Everson pulls it out of the belly of Gall, tried to hit his receiver over the middle. Looking for Jordan Jackson. That fell incomplete. Great coverage out there by Ethan Miner.
Yeah, couldn't have played it any better by Ethan Miner. That's just a classic RPO slant. So you have a slant coming from the far side receiver. You know, it was almost tipped by the linebacker who sees the quarterback pull it. Just good all-around defense, putting themselves in a good position for a 3rd down.
5 wide receiver set, 2 left, 3 right. SNU jumps off sides. Everson taking a shot, and good coverage out there by Ethan Miner to prevent the free play, big play. But the Wonder Boys are going to get another crack at this as David Omasigo jumped across the neutral zone.
Yeah, Ethan Miner, 2 plays back-to-back. I know that won't count for anything for him, but just good defense on the backside on the go route to prevent anything.
Ethan Miner, the true veteran in the secondary, played in 22 games. Aaron Randall's played in 33, but more sporadically. 5 wide set again on 3rd and 4. Everson, back to pass. Go route down the sideline, off the hands of Caleb Tannis, incomplete. Good coverage there from Karsten Keene, the junior out of Oklahoma City. It's a nice throw there from Everson, just off the hands of the normally sure-handed Tannis, and Arkansas Tech will punt once again.
Karsten Keene out of Mustang High School, just down the road.
Got a big win over Broken Arrow last night.
I didn't know. Talking 5A high school football. 6A, excuse me. Don't mean to be insulting.
Tymason, left-footed boot, much better on this kick. Hits at the SNU 38 and bounces out of bounds with 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Clock still moving for some reason. Still moving, but hopefully someone will notice and get it fixed. Or maybe we're not going to. I don't know. Now someone finally noticed, I think. Nope. Just kidding. Those whistles were hurry up and let's go.
Still rolling. No referee has noticed.
I'm not sure anyone's noticed besides us, Landry. So 40-some seconds come off the board, and we're now down to 2 minutes in the quarter. Noel, the quarterback, fakes the give to Barron, slips down as he tried to get around Stewart there for the Wonder Boys. It's a loss of 2 back to the 37-yard line of SNU.
Yeah, and, man, if he keeps his feet there, he is going for at least 5 or 6, if not more. A good fake, but the turf monster tracks him down.
And you say 5 or 6, and I think, the past 2 years, SNU fans might be, well, that's not very much, but that's what this offense wants to do.
5 or 6,
4 or 5 yards of carry is more than sufficient. Noel pulls it out of the belly of Jarrell Farr, and he is chopped down ruthlessly. C.J. Palmer and Jalen Pettis come up to make the tackle. Gain of 1 up to the 38-yard line as we come up on 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Scoreless first quarter between Southern Nazarene and Arkansas Tech. So 3rd down and 11 from the SNU 38-yard line. Seen 2 series apiece now for Bryson Evans, the first 2, and now 2 for Rashid Noel for Southern Nazarene. 2 wide either side. Noel takes a snap. Under pressure, steps up, he's got some space, trying to get outside, should have kept going outside. He's cut down at the 44-yard line, and that's where SNU is going to have to punt. Gain of 6, but had a lot of space on the outside there, Landry.
Yeah, and Rashid Noel, he's got to, once he picks a direction, you got to just go. Everyone in college football is fast. Everyone is athletic, and it just seemed like he's hesitating just a second to see if he can maybe step outside to the right or go up the middle. He just needs to make that decision and go. Certainly the right decision there to pull it and run. But you'd hope that over the course of the season, whoever it is that's going to play quarterback is going to be able to consistently make those decisions.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. Clock was favorable for SNU, so Adam Atwell will get to punt with the wind at the start of the second quarter. When we come back, a scoreless first quarter in the books between the Wonder Boys and your Crimson Storm. We'll be back after these messages.
SNU is really different. We're a small community, we all know one another's names, and I really love it here.
Being at SNU prepared me to be a working individual, as well as a leader in my church, home, and community.
SNU really set me up for life. I met my best friends here, I met my husband here, I got to travel the world. I am so glad I was able to attend SNU.
SNU has made me into the man I am today.
My name is Haley, and I am a proud graduate of Southern Nazarene University.
And welcome back to Bethany. SNU and Arkansas Tech scoreless after 15 minutes of action. And so far, Landry, it's been a defensive struggle. SNU has allowed just 1 first down to Arkansas Tech. And on the ground, 4 carries, 4 yards for the Wonder Boys if you take out the missed snap. And now a high snap to Adam Atwell, and he slips and falls on it back at the 15-yard line. So a big error there for the Crimson Storm. And that one goes the Wonder Boys' way and will put the SNU defense in a very precarious situation in the red zone.
Yeah, and you have a punt situation where you are excited about punting into the wind, kind of pinning them down deep, and unfortunately the snap sails about 3 yards over the head of your punter. Like you said, Luke, not just mildly precarious, but serious here within the red zone already from their first snap.
Unfortunate for Atwell. He had enough time to pick it up and do something with it, but he slipped as he got to the ball. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left for the Wonder Boys. Now Chase goes in motion to the left, makes it 2 that way. Everson, screen pass out to Tanis, makes 1 man miss before he's crushed out of bounds by the Crimson Storm defense. That was Colton Morris out there along with Quentin Smith for the Crimson Storm. Gain of just 2.
Yeah, Tanis, I think once he caught that, stepped out of bounds kind of quickly. He's looking at the official like, where'd my other 3 yards go? But must have just barely stepped out of bounds.
It's gain of 2 to the 14-yard line. 2nd and 8. Luke Gall takes the snap directly and runs right into Jamari Johnson, who did a tremendous job filling on the backside of that play. Took him down for no gain.
Yeah, and that's just being patient, right? You got to, the coaches say this, and it may not make sense at first, but you got to break down and make the tackle. And this is why, because if you're just running with the flow of the play, Johnson's going to get left in the dust when the running back cuts back. But instead, he breaks down, he's moving his feet, and he's able to wrap up that tackle even though the running back is now coming across his face.
So 3rd and 8, 13:40 to go first half. 3 wide right, 1 to the left for Arkansas Tech. Everson takes a snap, throwing the fade to Tanis, and it's well over his head, out of bounds, incomplete. And the SNU defense with a strong stand after being put in a tough spot on the bad punt snap. It'll be Christopher Baldazzo coming on for the Wonder Boys to kick the field goal.
Great defensive stand here by the Crimson Storm defense. Good coverage again. You love to see Keene kind of turn his head at the last second, but you're forcing this young quarterback, or this new quarterback, I should say, to resort to the fade route.
Baldazzo 2 for 2 last week. This is a 31-yard field goal from the left hash. The snap. Everson gets it down, and the kick is good. So with 13:30 to go in the first half, we have our first points of the game, but SNU will take 3 instead of 7 for the Wonder Boys as Arkansas Tech takes a 3-0 lead. We'll step aside for these messages and be back in a moment.
My favorite things about SNU was the relationships I was able to have with people, with professors, with friends.
One thing that was purposely different about SNU was the integration of faith into the academics. I feel like I learned so much from that helped prepare me for life after college, to be a husband and someday to be a father. It was a really, really transformational time in my life.
My degree could have come from anywhere, but my relationships with people, I know I would not have gotten anywhere else. Go to snu.edu to apply or to schedule a visit.
13:30 to go, first half. 3-0 Arkansas Tech with the lead after the 31-yard Christopher Baldazzo field goal. Welcome back to Bethany. Luke McConnell, Landry Franks with you. Week 2 in the Great American Conference got started on Thursday up in Alva's. Ouachita Baptist pasted the Rangers 56-2. The final score. Quick check on scores from around the league. Late first quarter, 10 Henderson State over Southeastern. It's 7-0 Southwestern over Arkansas Monticello out in Weatherford. And down in Magnolia, Arkansas, Southern Ark 14, East Central 0. Oklahoma Baptist and Harding, number 1 team in the land, coming up at 7 o'clock out in Shawnee.
Got to have a bounce-back drive here. Yeah, I've had some success on several drives. Got to put those together. Can't just have 1 or 2 big plays that are going to move you down the field, but consistent chunks here by the Crimson Storm offense is what's needed.
The run-up and the boot from Tymason. This will be returnable for Collins. Catches it at the 3. Working up the near side, found a crease across the 25 before he's grabbed and taken down by number 28 for Arkansas Tech, Jay Moorman. But Collins had some space, and Moorman saved an even bigger play from happening there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just him and the kicker. If Moorman doesn't make that tackle, good special teams blocking and run by this Crimson Storm special teams unit.
Special teams under the direction of assistant head coach Ken West this year is Nathan Brown, offensive line coach, passing those duties off. After becoming a full-time professor here at SNU. Bryson Evans back in at quarterback. The give is to Zapata right up the middle. They'll give him 2 up to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, this will go unnoticed except in the game film, but Colby Branch pancaking his cornerback on that play. Such a good block that after the play was over, he helped him up. You know, as a wide receiver, you don't get that opportunity very often, so you got to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. John Cantrell, the junior out of New Caney, Texas, is in at left guard for Basavich on this series. Evans motions far to the right side of the formation, and we got motion. We'll see if Arkansas Tech was in the neutral zone when SNU moved.
Yeah,
it'll be close.
It looks like he was in the neutral zone. That's what they're talking about now. So, Luke, would you mind explaining what the difference is there? Why would it be on the defense instead of the offense?
So the defense can move around as much as they want, but if they are in the neutral zone or across the line of scrimmage, causing the offense to false start, if that is the reason why, then the penalty goes on the defense instead of the offense, even though the defense can move around freely. They can run a circle around the quarterback if they want, as long as they are back across the line of scrimmage before the snap. Maybe not around the quarterback.
Right.
Since
the
whole unabated to the quarterback
they'll blow
deal.
that dead. But yeah, Luke, I mean, it looks like SNU is going to get the benefit of the doubt here. You have the middle linebacker who's showing their stunt, right, to put pressure on the offensive line, even to draw him off sides. But as soon as he crosses the plane of that ball, if an SNU offensive lineman moves, which seemed to be the case here, it's going to go on the defense. And you need these kind of breaks for this Crimson Storm offense trying to get rolling here with Evans at the quarterback position.
So that makes it 2nd down and 4 up at the 37-yard line. Here's Branch in motion to the top, 3 wide receivers to the right now. Evans turns, gives to Zepeda. Nope, pulls it out of his belly, cuts up field, crosses the 40. And they'll mark him down just at the 40-yard line. So gain of 3 on 2nd down makes it 3rd and a very manageable 1.
Yeah,
12:15 to go, 2nd quarter.
Got to have a 3rd down here.
Cody Conaway in, the freshman tight end out of Ringwood, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and you got 2 tight ends here. They love to run the diamond formation or even stacking those 2 tight ends as I guess would-be guards or fullbacks or whatever you want to call them, and power running.
Dalen Smith sets up in the backfield as a lead blocker. And they give it to Smith. Hammers it right into the middle of the line. It's going to be close. I don't think he got much push. He got across the 40 according to the head linesman, but he did not get all the way to the 41. If you're SNU with 11:30 to go first half, you go for it here.
Yeah.
You need 6 inches, essentially.
Yeah, I think, this is exactly what I do. QB sneak as fast as I can. Try to draw him offside first, and then maybe set up a play.
Evans is pushed. I think the push is going to give it to him. He didn't get much, but he didn't need much either.
Yeah, and lost his helmet, so he's going to come out. I'm going to get to see Noel here for at least one play. Yeah, surely this is first down here, Luke. Based on where the ball is, you got a nose for a first down. There it is.
So the gamble pays off for the Crimson Storm.
Yeah, you see Evans quickly get under center, and you see his head moving, doing a hard count, hut, and then going.
2 wide left, 1 to the right for Rashid Noel. Fakes the give to Zepeda. Back to pass, rolling, fires it deep, looking for Jarrell Farr, and he made the catch! What an adjustment from Jarrell Farr inside the Tech 25-yard line.
Yeah, Jarrell Farr maybe getting by with a bit of a shove there, but either way, makes an incredible adjustment back to the ball. I don't know if the shove really did anything to help him catch the ball, but SNU in scoring position here.
Noel gives to Zepeda, who just leaps into the middle of the pile there and gains about 3 or 4 down to the 19-yard line, but he left his feet at about the 22, just jumping right in the middle of that.
Yeah, and if you're wondering who Zepeda is, if you don't know his number by heart, he was the person that disappeared into a pile of linemen just a second ago. Yeah, number 6. Yeah, that was an odd perspective for us to see. I'm sure he saw something that we didn't. But good first down run, 3 yards, chunk play here.
Evans back in at quarterback, 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Here comes Farr in motion. He gets it on the sweep, running left, and he is taken down in the backfield. Big loss. Jaron Stewart, the middle linebacker, shooting the gap and nullifying the first down gain back to the 23-yard line, which makes it 3rd and 11. And Stewart was one of those guys that Coach Hayda highlighted on the Tech defense.
Yeah, I think he said 3, 6, and 2, all really good players for this defense, and certainly shows it there, coming from the middle linebacker position to come make an outside tackle. So reading that play well, good vision, coming downhill.
On a speed guy like Jarrell Farr as well, which makes it all the more impressive. Play clock down to 5 as the Crimson Storm come to the line of scrimmage, and Dustin Haa is going to have to burn SNU's first time out of the first half with 9:01 to go before halftime. 3-0 Arkansas Tech. We will take time as well and come back after this message. This is SNU Football. Welcome back to Bethany. SNU on the march, 3rd and 11 from the Arkansas Tech 23-yard line, trailing this one 3-0 with 9:01 to go in the second quarter. Luke McConnell and Landry Franks back with you. Landry's our 6th season together. We need 2 hands to count our time on the SNU football calls here.
That's right. For some reason, they keep asking us to come back, and we're honored to do it.
2 wide receivers right, 2 to the left now as Zepeda motions out. Evans back to pass, rolling to the left, and he's sacked in the backfield. That was Israel Whitmore coming from the defensive end position.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get a hold on number 17 here for Tech. Zepeda coming out of the backfield for the check down route, or the kind of the shoot route, getting held up. Just kidding, Luke.
So illegal formation again on SNU. Not sure who the guilty party was this time for the Crimson Storm, but the 8-yard loss puts it back to the 31-yard line. So this is going to be a 48-yard field goal for Cameron Van Pruyen, who missed a 26-yarder wide right in the first quarter. Operation Smooth. Van Pruyen's kick is up, and it's good. Cameron Van Pruyen with a 48-yard field goal with 8:51 to go in the second quarter, ties the score at 3. Big moment there, and Dustin Haa showing some love for his kicker.
Gotta love them. Kickers, man.
Take so much flack and then do some good things for you from time to time.
Often go underappreciated. Van Pruyen showing some energy down there, too.
And also, fascinating deal. Some of it's been certainly situationally dictated, but SNU 2 field goal attempts in the first half. Last year, 4 total field goal attempts for the season. So we're halfway to the 2023 quota here in game number 2 of the 2024 season.
Yeah, by the end of the game, we might even surpass that.
So Van Pruyen will enjoy the wind at his back for this kickoff. Back deep for the Wonder Boys. Tyreek Jones, Ben Stiegel. Van Pruyen, the run-up and the boot. Helicopters through the end zone. And an easy touchback there for the sophomore from San Antonio. Imagine he had a little extra juice on that one after making a 48-yard field goal a few moments ago.
Yeah, you launched that about 3 yards out of the end zone. I think maybe you got some adrenaline pumping.
So the SNU defense back on the field, giving up just 12 total yards in the first half on 14 plays. And that does include the snap through the hands of Luke Gall that resulted in a 15-yard loss. So that offsets some things.
I mean, you're still talking about not even 30 yards in the first half so far for this Tech offense.
Everson takes a snap, gives it to Gall, picking his way up the middle, and the transfer from Air Force moves 3 yards forward before he's taken down by Emmanuel Obina. Kobe Nichols in there as well for the Crimson Storm. 2nd and 7. The clock ticks down to 8.5 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah, and you know, for a really experienced quarterback in Everson, they are being really, really, really conservative with the play calls so far.
Trips tight to the formation on the left side. Now Chase comes back in motion. Quick give to him around the left side. He trips over the defender. That's Aaron Randall. He got tangled up with Gall, and Randall is down for the Crimson Storm. Holding his right elbow, it looks like. Carter Brock made sure that Chase stayed down. Up at the 31-yard lines. 3rd and 4 as trainer Michael Brobston attends to Aaron Randall, senior out of Conroe, Texas. One of just a few veterans in this secondary. You look at the depth chart. Landry, for this secondary, at least for this week's. You have the senior Randall, the junior Ethan Miner. Is Randall able to walk off under his own power, still holding that right elbow?
You hope he's got some movement in his shoulder, which is good to see. Maybe just looking at a stinger here, hopefully.
But the rest of the secondary, you have the junior Kobe Nichols and the junior Karsten Keene, but this is their first year playing. Then you have redshirt freshman, redshirt sophomore, redshirt freshman, redshirt freshman. So it's a young group in the secondary, but front seven, very experienced. 3rd and 4, 5 wide receiver set, 3 right, 2 left. Everson takes a snap, looks left, lost the ball, empty hand. Everson recovered it back at the 22, but the ball just slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, man, there's all kinds of reasons why that would happen. It never looks pretty, right? It's never great, but, man, and it's really lucky for Everson because he's throwing that hitch route, and it's got 2 people all over it. He's setting up, and, man, that one might be going back for 6 if he lets that go. So to some luck, Tech fumbles the ball in an unorthodox fashion.
Tymason back on, sends it away, and waiting on a flag to come out. Ball rolls dead, and no flag comes out. Okay, Tymason, looks like there was a collision there with Tymason and Devon Sparks. But the flag never came out. The referee was holding it in his hand for a minute, just waiting to see. I'm not sure what he was waiting on. But
I don't know if he thought the punter sold it a little bit. But, Sparks finishes that play with his head turned back towards the head official to see if something is going to get thrown. Nothing does. Lucky for the Crimson Storm offense. They're on the field here, trying to go take the lead with 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Ball rolled dead at the SNU 28-yard line. So Tymason, a nice punt through the wind with the helpful bounce. Evans at quarterback, 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. The tight end, Dalen Smith, to the right. Cepeda to the left of Evans. Now here comes Branch in motion. Evans gives it to Branch, coming around, and again, Jaron Stewart in the backfield. Loss of 4 back to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, and he's been everywhere. And he's a guy that you probably try to scheme around. But when he's running, Luke, he's not even the play side middle linebacker there. He is the backside middle linebacker who is coming over the top on a zip motion and making the play. I mean, what are you supposed to do? How do you block that? Do you you pull your guard with him and hope he gets it? He's going to outrun him every time.
2nd and 15. 3 to right. Evans pump fakes, hits Cepeda over the middle. Nice catch over Shoetops, and he hurdles a man across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. The throw a little low from Evans, but a nice shoestring grab by Cepeda, looking like Franco Harris in the immaculate reception, pulling it off his Shoetops.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Evans making the right play there. I like that play call. You've been running that little quick screen to the far side. You pump fake it. You throw it quickly to your running back.
Evans fakes the gives to Branch. Up the middle he goes. Found a seam and gets all the way up near midfield to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and this is what we're talking about, Luke. You start getting some chunk plays, and all of a sudden your playbook opens up, and all of a sudden the holes that you're running through open up because you got a defense that's tired. You got an offensive line that's gaining momentum. This is what you want to see from this Crimson Storm offense.
It's a gain of 6, makes it 2nd and 4.
Yeah, you hear it a lot, but you talk about offenses needing rhythm. You really do need several plays in a row that are unbroken up to get used to playing together.
Here comes Bird in motion. Evans back to pass. Fires it down the middle of the field. He's got the tight end, Dalen Smith, in stride of the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Taken to the ground inside the 10-yard line. Kylan Kreit with the tackle.
Rhythm. There it is again, right? You have a quick play fake. Evans pops his heads up, sees his tight end running free, puts it right on the money. And Smith takes it down inside the 10. This is closest they've been to scoring all day, Luke, and they can smell it.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Smith motioned for a break, but they're leaving him out there.
That's right. Not this time.
No veteran plays off. Here's Evans, takes a snap. Speed option left, pitches it late to Bird, and he's chopped down. Nice play there by Caleb Arnold.
Yeah, and that speed option, you kind of, you know that as a quarterback, as soon as the pitch man, the person who's covering the quarterback on defense, who's coming down, as soon as he comes down to meet you, you've got to make a decision. He makes the right decision. Unfortunately, though, the pitch man on defense does an even better job breaking down, making that tackle in the backfield. It's assignment football for Tech, and they do a good job of it on that play.
Second and goal from the 8, 2 wide left. Evans fakes the gives Zapata, trying to get around left side, but he's unable to do so. Cameron Holmes tracked him down for another 1-yard loss. And the SNU offense going backwards after that big play to Dalen Smith of 45 yards. Third and goal from the 9-yard line.
Yeah, and
this Tech defense very fast sideline to sideline. Landry.
They are, and they're getting around the first attack or the first level of blocks. Those just have to be a little longer for those outside plays to develop, and they just aren't.
Here's a snap. Evans gives it to Zapata running right, trying to escape the tackle attempt of Arnold, but unable to do so. Got back down to the 8. A 4th down, and SNU will be forced to kick a field goal.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I was going to say they might take it down to the end of the quarter or the end of the play clock, take a timeout, but probably want to save those. For Empyrean.
This will be a 25-yard field goal from just inside the right hash. Everything's smooth. And he puts it in. 2:25 to go before halftime. Southern Nazarene now leads 6-3 over Arkansas Tech. And Landry, SNU has been buoyed offensively by the big play. We had the big one to Jarrell Farr that set up the first field goal. We had the big play to Dalen Smith on that possession that set up the field goal. But seen a decent amount of consistency in the the play-to-play rhythm of this offense so far.
Yeah, and certainly want to see more progress on those. It's not even first down. It's really like second and third down where you have the numbers, right? Or you're ahead of the down marker, right? You are second and short, third and short, but you're dropping a pass or you're missing a block, and all of a sudden it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Snaps over the head, 3rd and 15, right? Those are the kind of things that need to be cleaned up a little bit, but you can see it. You can see the offense really starting to wake up and come to life, and certainly big plays. Every team wants big plays, right? I don't think there's an offensive coordinator in the nation who wouldn't want that. But you just can't live and die on that, and right now they need a drive that pushes them all the way down, taking chunk plays and time off the clock.
Been praying the run-up and the boot, and that will not be returnable for Jones as that one nearly makes it all the way through the end zone in the air. So the SNU defense, which has really kind of been the story here tonight, holding Arkansas Tech to officially just 9 yards in the first half. Couple fumbles and muff snaps for the Wonder Boys, but they still count on the stat sheet, and officially SNU has just done an outstanding job defensively, particularly on the ground. You take away those goofy plays, and it's 7 carries for 10 yards for the Wonder Boys, who come out 3 wide to the left, Deuce Wise to the left of Everson. Everson, screen pass out to Tanis. Picks his way across the 25 before he's ushered out of bounds by Ethan Miner. Jake Wright also in there to start the play for the Crimson Storm. It's a gain of 2 to the 27. So we come up on 2:15 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Jake Wright always got his hands around whoever's making the play, almost always in every tackle.
3 wide right, 1 left for Everson. And before the snap, we have the 2-minute timeout. New in college football this year. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 6-3, Southern Nazarene with the lead over the Wonder Boys. We'll take a break and be back with more. This is SNU Football.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
That sounds good.
Welcome back to Bethany. 6-3, Southern Nazarene with the lead over Arkansas Tech. The SNU defense doing great things after a tough week against the defending national champs. The offense doing good things as well. Landry and SNU doing what they want to do, controlling the time of possession right now, 18 minutes to 9.5 minutes. But neither team with a third down conversion in the first half so far, combined 0 for 12.
It kind of feels that way, right? Both the teams are getting in good positions and just unable to do those final things, or just kind of silly. It feels a bit like, obviously it feels a bit like a preseason game. You know, there is no preseason for this conference because it's so large. They start right off the bat, but you're just kind of working out the kinks on both offense and defensive side of the ball. But I think a big credit goes to, in particular, this Crimson Storm defense, who's just been rock solid today.
Wonder Boys come out, 3 wide right, 1 to the left for Ethan Everson. 2nd and 8 from their own 27. Everson back to pass, looking down the far sideline. He's got Tanis, who had a step, one-hand catch, and he's off to the races. A touchdown for Arkansas Tech, 73 yards. He got a step on Kobe Nichols, nearly dropped it, but tapped it to himself, caught it in midair, and was off to the end zone by himself. And Arkansas Tech goes up 9-6 with 1:51 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, and running kind of a weird variation of swinging gate here. There it is.
Baldazzo on for the extra point. Everson is the holder for Tech. Everything's smooth, and Arkansas Tech takes a 10-6 lead with 1:51 to go before halftime on the 73-yard catch and run from Ethan Everson to Caleb Tanis. Tanis, a touchdown machine at his first stop, 3 seasons at Mid-American Nazarene, racked up 41 receiving touchdowns along with 2,500 receiving yards. But this is his 2nd year at Arkansas Tech, and a tremendous burst of speed got him away from Kobe Nichols.
Yeah, Tanis, good player. Obviously, you know, Luke, we talked about how they want to get him the ball. This Crimson Storm defense is playing cover one or man a lot of times, even on a 2nd and long. You know, I think there was supposed to be safety help over the top. See defensive coordinator running over there talking to his safety after that play. I do think he was supposed to have some help, but even then, you know, those are those kind of things that you gotta be alert for. This is their player. They want to get Tanis the ball, and they want to use his speed, and Tanis just creates some space quickly, and credit to Everson putting that ball right on the money.
So SNU will have 1:51 and 2 timeouts to move the ball into scoring position. Be interesting to see if Coach Hayda just keeps with the rotation and puts Rashid Noel out there, or if he has a preference for this 2-minute drill. Tymason sends this one cutting through the wind and into the end zone for a touchback. And nearly some fisticuffs there between Javon Love and Michael Okawobi for the Crimson Storm. Official got in between them. So SNU 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Ball will be on the right hash. And SNU in the 2-minute drill is always an interesting thing, Landry, since it's pretty counterintuitive to what they normally want to do and are trying to do.
Yeah, the 2-minute offense for the Crimson Storm. You know, they'd probably rather have like a 6-minute offense. But, you know, we said that a lot last year, Luke, and all of a sudden they were scoring touchdowns within the last couple minutes of the half. A delay a game out of the kickoff. Coach Hayda is just as confused as we are. Why is the clock not reset?
And the side judge calling him down to discuss it.
Yeah, he doesn't like the explanation.
So that makes it 1st and 15 right off the bat. It is Noel at quarterback. Gives it to Braxton Bird, running right, trying to scoot the corner, and he's decked out of bounds there by Matt Arnold. But it's a gain of 7. Or excuse me, 8 up to the 28-yard line. So that makes it 2nd down and 7 and stops the clock.
Man, that's what they like from Bird. I mean, you could see his speed there. That's the first time they've run that kind of zip motion across and gotten the edge.
Bird playing a big role this season with Donald May out with injury. Normally the role you see Donald May in, but Bird's going to have to step up, the sophomore. Noel, quick hitter on the out to Jarrell Farr. He's got it. Could not escape the tackle of Caleb Arnold. Comes up a yard short of the 1st down at the 34-yard line. 3rd and 1, clock moving, 90 seconds to go first half.
Yeah, and you want to pick a good play here. I know the thing would be to think urgency, go fast, but if you don't get a 1st down here, then you're punting, you're giving them the more time. So you want one good play here, and then you'll use your timeouts.
Noel gives it to Farr, trying to get around the corner, and he's taken down. Coach Hayda wanting a horse collar tackle, didn't get it. Timeout is called. Jarrell Farr wanted a horse collar tackle as well, didn't get it. But the loss back inside the 30-yard line to the 28. Going to make it 4th down after the loss of 6. And Arkansas Tech will have the ball with 1:09 to go in the first half as they spin their first timeout.
Yeah, certainly looked like a face mask to me, Luke. I don't know about you, but obviously the Crimson Storm bench all thought it was, but
just to kind of get a jump on things, Landry, you've seen Tech has some good sideline to sideline speed, especially from their linebackers. They've been doing a great job getting upfield early and preventing some of those sweeps. What's the counter to that if you're SNU?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's hard just with seeing the play one time, but you wonder if those inside linebackers are going to start to cheat over and if the middle of the field will be more open. They're getting such a good jump. You would have to assume that they're guessing that way. I mean, obviously, they're really good players, so they're reading the quarterback exchange, but you'd hope maybe they're kind of leaning that way or hedging that way, and you could take advantage.
Adam Atwell booms this one. Hits at the 22. Jones fields it at the 12. And it's a race to the sideline. He's hemmed in. Now he's in trouble. Oh, and he got away. 10, 15, 20. Jake Wright decks him out of bounds. Up at the 26, but man, SNU had him hemmed in inside the 10-yard line, and he managed to escape.
Yeah, and Outwell's punt, man, just sailed. I think it hit the ground inside the 20.
A 62, 63-yard punt
yeah.
for Atwell. So here comes the Wonder Boys.
Yeah, and they're going to go full 2-minute here.
52 seconds. They have 2 timeouts. Everson back to pass. Hits his man Jackson on the outside. He gets out of bounds after a gain of 9 up to the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 1. Three wide left, 1 right. Tight end Keller on the left side of the line. Everson, quick hitter to Chase. Jorian Chase up to the 45-yard line. That'll be a first down that stops the clock.
And Everson, lucky Chase has a long reach on that one. He snags it out of the air. If that ball is just a little bit higher, the safety for the Crimson Storm is taking care of that one for him.
Clock still running for some reason. Finally gets that stopped. And the official's going to have to put time back up.
Yeah, I think 45 seconds. 44 maybe.
Arkansas Tech called a timeout. And now our mic's not working, so we'll have to. And they put 43 back on the clock.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 Tech at their own 46-yard line. One timeout left.
Got the mic on now. Referee finally sorts out his mic.
I think this is a new referee too.
Yeah.
Haven't seen this guy before.
No. Yeah, he's doing a great job. Certainly not throwing shade, but Luke, you and I, I'm sure, have had certainly similar problems where you think your mic is off and it's on, then it's off, then it's on, and then when you finally think it's off, it's actually on. So,
hey, we've gone 6 years or 5 years and one game and have not had any bad hot mic moments.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing pretty good.
Yes. Interesting formation. We got quad with a tight end over here.
And all 3 wide receivers on the near side off the line of scrimmage. Here's Everson back to pass, fires it. Nice throw out to Tanis, and he gets across the SNU 40-yard line down to the 39-yard line and out of bounds with 39 seconds to go. That's a nice throw from Everson.
It is, and it's a play specifically designed to go against the loaded quad set over here. Same formation here, going to Tanis again.
Everson back to pass. He's bracketed, and Everson in trouble and taken down by David Omasigo back in midfield. The referee threw a flag. Let's see what it is.
Surely it's holding, but I would be shocked, or I'd be if I'm Coach Haight, I'd be really frustrated if that's Omasigo with the hands of the face or anything like that. It looked like a clean sack to me.
Arkansas Tech used their final timeout. It is holding on Arkansas Tech. So if you're SNU, you decline this because it'd be 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage, which it's the same spot as the sack, but it'd still be first down. So if you're SNU, you should decline this penalty and make it 2nd and 20 from the 49 instead of 1st and 20.
Well, and maybe you're just not worried about the first down and more about how far away can you get them from their end zone if you accept this penalty. Looks like they are accepting it as the ref prepares to count off those steps.
Yeah, the assessment spot is the original line of scrimmage, which would make it from the 39. Yeah, so if you're SNU, take the play because it's the same spot. Now it's still first down. Yeah, so the head linesman passing the ruling over to the official, and now communication issues with the refs' mics. Like you said, Landry, it's only the second game. Lots of kinks are being worked out right now, and that includes communication across the board.
Yeah, and if you think this is, Division II football, well, did you watch any NFL games this Sunday? Where quite a few kinks with even some of the professionals. Games starting late because tablets wouldn't work. Pretty sure all the tablets working here. So
the referee conferring with a couple other of his compadres there. It should be 2nd down now as SNU elected to decline the penalty.
Not being passed on to everyone but the down marker. There it is.
So the sack from Omosego, also official now. You got to give the man, give the man his stats.
That's right.
So second. Here's Everson. Back to pass. 2nd and 20. Fires it deep down the middle. He's got the tight end Keller. Oh, and it went right through his hands. Incomplete. Keene came over and put a hit on Keller. I don't know how much that affected things, but Keller was wide open running down the hash and just dropped it.
Yeah, and Keller should have caught that one for sure. Keene was in good position to make the play and slipped on the turf. You know, I think Keene, if he's not slipping, is making a play on the ball or putting the hit on him right as he's touching the ball. Lucky for the Crimson Storm, it's now 3rd and long and not 1st and goal.
So 3rd down and 20, 22 seconds left from the SNU 49-yard line. Crimson Storm playing cover 3 here. 3 safeties on the field right now. Everson back to pass. Pressure coming. Got a lot of space. Fires it back across the middle. He's got Keller wide open again and airmailed it 5 yards over his head. Incomplete.
Yeah, and we're going to get a legal man downfield. I don't know if someone was covered up because I didn't see any offensive linemen go downfield.
Yeah, it had to be one of the receivers.
Yeah, covered up the tight end. They've been running this quad. That's the danger is you get used to trips.
So SNU's defense holds again and forces another Logan Tymason punt.
Yeah, and they're doing safe punt, keeping their defense out there just in case something funky or strange happens. You want your people that you trust, which means you got to make sure you got the right numbers out there.
They've only got 10 out there right now.
That's theirs. And speaking of 10, there's number 10 to make it 11.
Tymason hangs this one up there. Hits at the 21. Takes a sideways hop, and Tech lets this roll long enough. It might run out the final seconds. It finally dies with 3 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, I think you just go out there, take a knee inside your own 10. Don't want anything crazy to happen. Take a knee, and we'll get to halftime.
All in all, a nice first half for the Crimson Storm. Certainly a nice bounce back from last week's performance at Harding. Lots to do better, but also lots of positives to come away from as well, especially on the defensive side. Sans one play.
Yeah, really, you look at this first half and you're regretting one play defensively.
Evans takes a knee, and that takes us to halftime here in Bethany. Arkansas Tech, 173-yard touchdown pass is the difference in the ball game thus far as Arkansas Tech leads this one 10-6 over Southern Nazarene at halftime. And Landry, as the teams make their way to the locker room, we'll keep it here. You like what you saw between the two quarterbacks, Rashid Noel and Bryson Evans, both doing some good things, both hitting a big pass down the field in the first half, a combined 107 yards through the air, and they've managed the offense well thus far.
Yeah, and I think Coach Haight has seen the same thing we are. They both are playing pretty well, and I think both are making similar mistakes. It's hard as just a commentator to say exactly what Coach Haight is looking for out of those two guys and what their reads are. I would like more decisiveness from each of them on in particular their run plays or their scramble plays, wanting to just pick a decision and go for it. I think Evans had some real bright spots, but he also had some throws that were, one hop to someone or just barely able to get there and was bailed out by Zepeda on one of those big plays. But certainly a lot to like about the offense. Need to finish drives. Need to get the ball in the end zone. No more field goals. Let's finish some drives. I think defensively, you couldn't ask for a better half. You give up one big play, and yes, it's a touchdown, but if you're a defensive coordinator and you go in a half and you've given up one big play, you'll live with it because everything else has been stopped at the line of scrimmage, or you're forcing them to do things unconventionally. I mean, how many times did we see empty set or quad set from a team who is usually just running the spread? You're putting them in very abnormal positions for them as an offense. So defensively, you got to be pleased with that.
Thanks to fumbled snaps and loose balls and sacks, Tech minus 24 rushing yards officially for the half.
It certainly feels like that.
And if you take out the bad snap to Gall and the empty hand throw by Everson, then it's officially 0, because the sack yardage was 10, and they gained 10 on 7 carries. So, officially 0 rushing yards allowed for SNU, which, we've been doing this now our 6th year, and
normally
you can count on one hand the times that we've seen SNU put up that sort of defensive performance, especially on the ground.
Yeah.
In a half or in a game for that matter.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to be really, really pleased. And I think overall, you're not going in the locker room right now with your heads held low. You're saying, hey, this game is ours. We can take advantage of this. We can certainly do this.
So again, at halftime, our score: Arkansas Tech 10, Southern Nazarene 6. We'll step aside for an extended break, run through some messages for you, along with the Week 1 GAC Rewind, and be back here in just a little while here on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel. 10-6 will the Wonder Boys lead the Crimson Storm. We'll be back after these messages.
This is the Week 1 GAC Rewind. Harding began its national championship defense in strong fashion with a 59-0 win over Southern Nazarene. The Bison's running back Andrew Miller had 6 carries for 129 yards and a touchdown. Running back Blake Delacruz also added 95 yards and 2 touchdowns on 11 carries. For Southern Nazarene, junior linebacker Carter Brock led the way on defense with 9 tackles and a fumble recovery. Harding quarterback Cole Keelan found Braden Jay on this scoring strike midway through the second quarter, as called by Billy Morgan on the Harding Sports Network.
Open field is to the left, and now here's a bootleg. Keelan rolling to the left, looking, throwing in the end zone. Touchdown! Harding complete to Braden Jay. 21 yards, and the Bisons have grabbed a 34-0 lead with 7:20 remaining in the second quarter.
Arkansas Tech kicker Christopher Baldazzo nailed a 28-yard game-winning field goal to give the Wonder Boys a 44-41 overtime win over Oklahoma Baptist. Tech quarterback Ethan Forrester completed 15 of his 18 passes for 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. Junior defensive back C.J. Palmer had 7 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. For Oklahoma Baptist, Charles Whitebear had 3 catches for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns, and junior linebacker Braden Johnson had a blocked punt that he also returned for a touchdown. Here's the call of the game-winning field goal from Arkansas Tech's Baldazzo from Sam Strachner on River Country KCJC.
A 28-yard field goal from between the hash marks to make the Wonder Boys a winner on opening night. The snap, the hold, the kick by Baldazzo. It is up. It is good!
Southern Arkansas came from behind to defeat Southeastern Oklahoma State 36-31 on the road in Durant. Judd Barton led SAU with 208 passing yards and 2 touchdowns to go with 89 rushing yards, while running back Jared Scales added 97 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Southeastern's quarterback Luke Hohenberger threw for 168 yards and 3 total touchdowns. Here's one of Barton's 2 touchdown passes for the Mule Riders, this one 82 yards to Caden Roach that gave the Mule Riders their first lead of the game. Here's Dan Gregory on the Mule Riders Sports Network.
Left, Roach goes in motion to the right side. Martin looking that way. He finds his man. That is Roach. Roach got around a defender. Might go to the house, to the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Southern Arkansas. On the wheel route to the right side to Caden Roach. He knew what to do with it. He took it to the house. He went 82 yards for the score.
Henderson State used a balanced offensive performance and strong defensive play in a 41-17 road victory over East Central. Ready quarterback Andrew Edwards threw for 224 yards and 2 touchdowns, while running back Frederick O'Donnell rushed for 141 yards and 3 touchdowns. East Central got 2 rushing touchdowns from Sergio Kennedy and an interception and fumble recovery from Gio Waller. Here's Blake Smith of the Ready Sports Network on the call of one of Edwards' 2 touchdown passes for Henderson State.
Edwards, designed rollout play. Nowhere to go. Now throws it deep. Has Caden Davis close to the midfield. Strobey catches it. Gets past two defenders. And Caden Davis is going to go. Touchdown Reddies. 84 yards.
Ouachita picked up its 17th consecutive season-opening win in a 42-3 win over Southwestern Oklahoma State. Ouachita senior quarterback Eli Livingston paced the Tiger offense with 195 yards passing, 91 yards rushing, and 4 total touchdowns. Senior Kendall Givens added 2 touchdowns for Ouachita. Tiger defensive lineman Mikey Gonzalez led the Ouachita defense with 8 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. Here's Rex Nelson of the Ouachita Football Network on the call of the first score of the game, a pass from Livingston to Chris Henley Jr.
2nd down and 10, Ouachita. Working from its 28-yard line, moving left to right, late first quarter, no score. Livingston going deep this time, got a receiver across the middle to 45, at the 40, breaks a tackle, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, promised land! No flags down, touchdown Chris Henley, touchdown Ouachita!
Arkansas Monticello picked up a 34-7 home win over Northwestern Oklahoma State. Veteran quarterback DeMylan Brown led the charge, completing 18 of 34 passes for 210 yards and 1 touchdown. The defense also got in on the scoring act, with defensive back Taylor Collins recovering a Ranger fumble and returning it 62 yards for a touchdown. Aiden Lewis had a big day for the Rangers on defense with 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, and a sack. For the Boll Weevils, here's the call of the UAM scoop and score from Jimmy Sledge on UAM Radio.
2nd down, 6 for the Rangers. Twins come wide right. Strong side to the right side. Ball on the left hash mark. Moss, play action, throws complete to his H-back. That's a big guy. It's inside the 40. The ball's loose, picked up and returned. Running the football back is Taylor Collins. All the way back to the 10, the 5, touchdown. Boll Weevils on a scoop and score.
This week in the Great American Conference, one game on Thursday night as Ouachita travels to Northwestern Oklahoma State for a 6 p.m. kickoff. The rest are on Saturday. 4 games at 6 o'clock. UAM at Southwestern Oklahoma State University, Arkansas Tech at Southern Nazarene, East Central at Southern Arkansas, Southeastern Oklahoma State at Henderson State. The lone 7 p.m. kickoff is Harding at Oklahoma Baptist. This has been the Week 1 GAC Rewind.
SNU is really different. We're a small community, we all know one another's names, and I really love it here.
Being at SNU prepared me to be a working individual, as well as a leader in my church, home, and community.
SNU really set me up for life. I met my best friends here, I met my husband here, I got to travel the world. I am so glad I was able to attend SNU.
SNU has made me into the man I am today.
My name is Haley, and I am a proud graduate of Southern Nazarene University.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
If you're watching our live stream, welcome. My name is Danny Thomason, and I'm the Director of Intercollegiate Athletics here at Southern Nazarene University. We're glad that you're enjoying our live stream. I just want to let you know that we believe that we can impact our student athletes here at Southern Nazarene University in 3 really important ways. First and foremost, always spiritually. We want our student athletes to grow spiritually. Secondly, we want them to grow academically. We want them to walk across that stage and get that degree, which is so important in their success in life. The third way is we want your athletes to be successful in their chosen sport. And we have an incredible staff of coaches and support staff that help them to do that, and a lot of resources. So thank you, and if you want more information about Southern Nazarene University Athletics, go to snuathletics.com, snuathletics.com, and remember, always bolts up. Woo!
SNU sets the standard for innovative servant leadership. Students from every discipline are exposed to leadership opportunities where they can thrive. In more than 45 majors, students experience true integration of faith and learning, rising to be leaders in their field. SNU is the place for educators to take the next step and earn a master's or doctorate in education and leadership, with over 400 ed leadership graduates serving across Oklahoma. If you're starting as a freshman or earning a master's or doctorate, SNU is the place for you.
Renew is the University Counseling Center. We are located at 6710 Northwest 43rd Street, just north of the Webster Commons. Renew offers a variety of services, including individual counseling, couples counseling, and psychoeducational workshops. The first 5 sessions for students are free, and students will never pay more than $10 per session. Faculty counseling is just $40 per session. Renew is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Fridays from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, visit renew.snu.edu or email renew@mail.snu.edu.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Welcome back to Bethany, ladies and gentlemen. 10-6, Arkansas Tech leads Southern Nazarene at halftime. Luke McConnell and Landry Franks with you. A solid first half for the Crimson Storm across the board. One big play for the Wonder Boys, the 72-yard touchdown pass from Ethan Everson to Caleb Tanis. The difference in this game in more than one way as the Crimson Storm trail by 4 here as we get set for the second half. And running through the first half numbers, SNU 63 yards on the ground, averaging 2.5 yards per carry, 107 yards through the air on 6 of 9 throwing from Bryson Evans and Rashid Noel. 34 plays, 170 yards for SNU in the first half, a 5-yard per play average. Arkansas Tech officially negative 24 yards rushing due to fumbles and sacks. 133 yards through the air, 10 of 15 passing for Ethan Everson. Officially 25 plays, 109 yards for Arkansas Tech in the first half, 4.4 yards per play. SNU controlled the time of possession, 19 minutes to 11 minutes in the first half. The teams combined to go 0 of 14 on third down conversions in the first half. 0 for 8 for SNU, 0 for 6 for Arkansas Tech. Carlos Cepeda leading the way, 37 yards on the ground for SNU. Jarrell Farr, 4 receptions, 44 yards for the Crimson Storm. Caleb Tanis, 5 catches, 99 yards for Arkansas Tech. Luke Gall, 3 carries, 4 yards officially on the night for Arkansas Tech, leading the rushing attack. Doing a quick look around the conference. Halftime in Arkadelphia, Henderson State leads Southeastern Oklahoma State 13-10, despite outgaining the Savage Storm by over 100 yards in the first half. Halftime in Weatherford, Southwestern 14, Arkansas Monticello 10. DeMilan Brown, 3 interceptions in the first half for Arkansas Monticello. Into the first quarter in Shawnee, it's 14-0. Harding over Oklahoma Baptist. The Bisons.
Battle of the Bisons.
Who's going to win, grammar or incorrect grammar?
Which one is the correct?
Oklahoma Baptist, the
Okay.
Bison.
All right.
No S. And at halftime in Magnolia, at Southern Arkansas 28, East Central 12. Earlier today, Coach Trevor Harmon's men's soccer program getting a 2-1 win over Lubbock Christian. Right now, the SNU women's soccer team in action. We'll get you a score update on that as the evening goes along. Landry, as we get set for the second half, your thoughts on the first half and what SNU needs to improve on here in the second 30 minutes.
Yeah, I can't give points to Arkansas Tech, and they've certainly given 3, if not 7, on just some what I think was a busted coverage. Certainly good play by the Tech wide receiver, but they need to make some plays that result in touchdowns, not just getting to the 10 or the 20 and kicking a field goal, but finishing a drive. Consistent drives for this offense is what the Crimson Storm need to do to win this game. And certainly this is a game that the momentum, at least in my opinion, is on the side of the Crimson Storm, but not the scoreboard. And I think that will change within the quarter.
Van Pruyen has it teed up for Southern Nazarene. Tyreek Jones and Ben Stiegel back deep to receive for the Wonder Boys. Wonder Boys moving right to left with the wind here in the third quarter. Wind has died down some as the game has gone along. Here's Van Pruyen. Sends it away, helicoptering down. It hits inside the 5 and goes into the end zone. And Jones is going to bring it out. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10-yard line. I think there was some confusion by Jones whether or not he touched it. He's taken down at the 4-yard line. Adrian Melvin and Michael Okuwobi in on the stop. I think there was confusion by Jones if he touched it or not. The referee gave no indication, and so Jones felt like he needed to bring it out.
Yeah, but even if you touch it, you can still down it in the – okay.
And now the referee is
signaling a touchback. Okay, all right.
So the referee rules that it did not touch Jones, and it is a touchback for Arkansas Tech.
But correct me if I'm wrong. If it bumps into you and If you're outside the end zone, then you have to bring it out. If you go get it in the end zone, I don't know.
I'm not sure, and I'm not sure why the fact that the ball went into the end zone was picked up and then run out is nullified.
I know, that's very strange.
But either way, that's where we're at.
All right.
Everson's the quarterback, 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Everson turns and gives to Deuce Wise, trying to pick his way forward, and he's taken down after a gain of 2 up to the 27-yard line. Quentin Smith in there along with Emmanuel Obina. David Omasigo with the first contact in the backfield for SNU.
Yeah, and this is a new formation from this Tech offense. Instead of trio wide right, we have trio in tight. And I think they're doing that to they have their tight end in there, but they bring their wide receivers in there to try to run the ball more effectively, but nothing doing, only 2 yards.
2 wide right, 1 to the left is Tanis. Everson motions him into the backfield. Gives to Wise up the middle. Had a hole, but he's taken down from behind. Omasigo with a big takedown. And Austin Martin and the left guard Christian Moody getting mixed up there as Martin with the reverse pancake on Moody, but a huge play from Omasigo from the backside defensive end position because Landry there was a clear lane for Wise.
Yeah, and the defense is just doing a good job finding the holes, plugging them, and wrap it up and finishing the tackle.
3rd and 8 from the left hash. Everson back to pass, looking for Tanis, fires it down the near sideline, hits him in stride again over the outstretched arms of Carson Keene. And Keene makes the tackle inside the SNU 35-yard line at the 32. But another big gain as Keene comes off the field holding his shoulder.
Yeah, and Keene's got to get a hand up. He's got to feel that ball coming in. He's in good position, but he's making no play on the ball.
Tech quickly back to it. Everson, plenty of time. Now he's under pressure and has to fire it away. Nick Blanchard with good pressure there for the Crimson Storm.
Yeah, and they just run empty here to try to – it looked like every route was downfield. Good coverage by this SNU secondary. Everson forced out of the pocket. Just has to throw it away. You know, when the pressures come on Everson, he's really struggled to settle in and make a good throw. That was only rushing 3 that play.
2 wide right, 1 left. Tanis is to the left. Everson pulls it out of the belly of Wise and keeps his feet through contact and gets 5 down to the SNU 27-yard line. 3rd down for the Wonder Boys.
Yeah, and right play call there. Everson cuts it up inside, and luckily for him, he's able to kind of bounce off a tackler. If not, he's down at the line of scrimmage. But the 3rd manageable here for Tech. Crimson Storm better buckle up. This is 4-down territory.
3 wide right, 1 left. Everson, quick hitter. It's behind Jorian Chase. The official marks him just a little bit short. So it's 4th down here for the Wonder Boys, and the jumbo package comes on as Aaron Randall hobbling off for SNU.
Here it comes quick.
Jordan Eddington,
sub.
6'2", 265, redshirt senior from Little Rock, Arkansas. In the backfield, takes a snap, it's low, lost it, it's still loose, picked up by SNU! Kobe Nichols in the clear, can he outrun the offense? And he's going to be taken down inside the 10-yard line by Josiah Carter. A flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the flag is for, but a huge play for the SNU defense as Eddington fumbled the snap. SNU picked it up. Kobe Nichols couldn't quite get to the end zone, but SNU has it 1st and goal pending the flag.
Yeah, I think they're going to get sideline warning here. Yeah, as the referee is still marking at the 5.
So it'll be a 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. And so that marks it back to the 23, just outside the red zone. But either way, a tremendous swing of events for the Crimson Storm.
That snap just, I don't know if it ever got off the ground, just kind of skated back to the Wildcat quarterback. he was never really able to field it, and all of a sudden, Crimson Storm's heading the other direction. This is the moment where you got to capitalize, Luke. This is the moment where you need a touchdown. You can't settle for a field goal here. You need to get in the end zone. The momentum has swung to you. This defense is not wanting to be on the field, and you need to make your presence known.
Cody Conway out there at tight end for SNU. It's a screen pass to Jarrell Farr. Got behind the block of Zepeda. Forced out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Gain of 8 on first down for SNU. 2nd down and 2 as we're under 12 minutes to go, third quarter.
Yeah, and 2nd and short. Really struggle with this in the first half. These 2nd and 3rd and shorts. Got to finish here.
Evans has been pretty effective as a runner. 6 carries for 19 yards, and that includes a sack against his total. Bird motions and comes back. Evans gives it to Bird, trying to get outside, and he's taken down. C.J. Palmer and Javon Love got in the backfield. It's a loss of 2 back to the 17-yard line, which makes it 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, and it might seem strange that they run these zip motions to the boundary, meaning they run to the short side of the field. But it's not based on where the space is, which a lot of spread offenses are going to run to where the space is. They're going to run to where the numbers are, and that's where the numbers were. But just a good play by this Tech defense.
Evans takes the snap, fakes the give to Zepeda, rolling out to the left, fires it, and it's well short of Braxton Bird.
Yeah, and
by like 6 yards
or more. Yeah, it just didn't seem like, Evans, I think, saw Bird running free there.
Yeah, so it's 4th down and 4. The offense staying out there right now for the Crimson Storm, and Landry, SNU not opting to just take the points here.
Yeah, and they're going to need to get lined up quick. 15 seconds on the play clock. Yeah, I think you want to capitalize on this momentum. But if you're not careful, the momentum's going to swing back to this Tech defense.
4 on the play clock for SNU. Evans takes a snap. It's a quarterback draw. Now he's in trouble. Rolling, fires it, looking for Kobe Branch. It's incomplete. And SNU comes up empty after the turnover.
Yeah, and I think it was, I don't know. It looked... The wide receivers running routes, no offensive lineman went downfield, so it makes me think it was supposed to make the defense look like it was a draw and then a pass. But good coverage by this Tech defense, man for man, down the line, no one open. Even if Bryson Evans gets the edge, he's going to have a hard time finding someone who's going to be open to make that play.
Interesting decision there for SNU to opt not to take the field goal. Cameron Van Pruyen 2 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, and the wind, there's no wind anymore. Or at least very low compared to what it was that first kick. It also, our prediction that there'd be 4 field goals in this game to the 4 that were last year, that really makes our predictions take a hit, so.
I know. It's like Coach Hayden knows, and he's trying to avoid that. Trips left for Arkansas Tech. Now here comes Chase, swinging around in the backfield. Everson back to pass, looking down the sideline. He's got Tanis, but he overthrew him, incomplete. Yeah. Good coverage there by Kobe Nichols.
Yeah, Kobe Nichols sees it all the way. Arkansas Tech kind of faked a wheel route. They orbit motion someone behind the play. And if they run that wheel route, I think it's wide open with the running back. They kind of just stop at the line of scrimmage. I don't know if that's Everson's check down or what it is, but good secondary coverage again. Crimson Storm defense playing really, really well.
So 2nd and 10 at the Tech 17-yard line. Everson turns and gives to Wise, cuts it upfield against the grain, and he gets out a little bit across the 20-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 7 is what we'll call it. Fonte McCleveland in on the tackle, along with Caden Petrie for SNU. Clock moving, 10 minutes to go, third quarter. Tech leads 10-6 over Southern Nazarene. Carson Keene back out there at corner for SNU. SNU jumped off sides. Free play here for Everson, and he's got Tanis, but Tanis could not come down in bounds. But it looked like McCleveland jumped into the neutral zone, so that's going to make it 3rd and short.
I think there were 2 or 3 SNU defensive linemen that knew that the rush was on. And Tanis, man, they're only looking his way, and he's still making catches. I know he's out of bounds, but Everson certainly has one wide receiver he trusts, and his number is 5.
So the 5-yard penalty makes it 3rd down and 2 up at the 26-yard line. 2 wide either side. Deuce Wise to the right of Everson. Everson takes the snap, gives to Wise, trying to get outside, and a couple missed tackles, but SNU stops him anyway.
Yeah.
And it was Caden Petrie who got upfield to start the play for SNU.
Yeah, Petrie, fights through a hold that's not called and pushes that play and stretches that play, which is, as a defensive end, that's what you want. You want to stretch that play outside so you can get quick, speedy guys coming in and making that tackle.
Oh, and they're going to give him the first down. The head linesman from the other side of the field came in to spot the ball.
Yeah, and certainly none of the coaching staff excited about that. Coach Hayda trying to get his crew on the sideline ready to go for another 4 downs.
So that's questionable at best.
Yeah, man.
Coach Hayda opting not to use the red challenge flag in his pocket.
Got to be indisputable evidence, Luke, and I don't know if we're going to get on that play.
So 2 wide right, 1 left for the Wonder Boys. Luke Gall in the backfield. Everson fakes to him. Looking deep. He's got his man, and that is Jared Long on the deep cross into SNU territory, down to the 48-yard line of the Crimson Storm, and Tech pushing tempo to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and just a quick play fake there. Freezes the middle linebackers and then drops it in the zone where they should be.
Everson fakes to Gall again. Now he's trying to get outside. Got away from Aaron Randall. Cuts it upfield and is tripped up out there by Jake Wright at the 44-yard line of the Crimson Storm. Gain of 4 with 8 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. 10-6 Tech. It's 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Jake Wright making that play and getting blocked in the back simultaneously. Just great effort there by Jake Wright to get a hand on Everson.
Tech slows things down, gets a sub. Trips left here for Tech, 2 to the right. Ball on the right hash for Everson. Back to pass, looking right the whole way, and he has his man Long again on the slant, and he's got the first down up to the down to the 36-yard line of SNU, and Tech is looking as efficient as they've looked all evening, Landry.
And they're just basically running no huddle, and it's been more effective for them. The 2-minute drill, just trying to get their quick guys into space, try to get Everson in a rhythm.
Everson takes the snap, back to pass, looking right down the sideline, and it is caught over there on the far sideline. Jordan Jackson climbing the ladder, coming down in bounds. The official threw his hat, so let's see if he was forced out, and that is going to be the ruling as there's no discussion about it. So 1st and 10 for Tech at the SNU 20, and they stay in this 5-wide set. Trips left, 2 to the right. Now Everson checks to the sideline. 6:38 to go, 3rd quarter, 10-6 Tech.
Here comes that screen.
Everson quick out to the right. This time he's got it to Isaiah Kendall, 6'5" redshirt freshman out of Newport, Arkansas. And Kendall transferred in from Jackson State, was a top 100 receiver in the 2023 recruiting class.
Yeah, big frame, long arms. Certainly see why.
6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 from the 15. And that's going to be a false start on the left guard, Gage Parker.
Yeah, hard count there, and everyone knows it's a hard count except the left guard, unfortunately. Fortunate, I guess, for the Crimson Storm. You know, they've run the same formation, I think 5 plays in a row. They have trio bunch wide, and all they're doing on trio bunch wide is setting up Tanis for a screen. We saw that several times in the first half. But Everson's been throwing the backside, and on the backside they're throwing a slant, an inside slant, and then an outside hitch. And I think they're just trying to lull this backside to sleep so they can throw the screen to Tanis. We got quad here with the tight end. It looks like the tight end's covered.
Everson rips it over the middle, and it is incomplete. Keller got blasted.
Yeah, and then
there by Aaron Randall, and he is down inside the 10-yard line.
I think landed on the ball too to make it even a little worse.
It was Randall or maybe Keene came off the outside receiver and just blasted Keller once he received the ball. So you hope Keller's okay. Hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him or something of the sort. Andrew, this was a drive that started back at the Tech 17-yard line, and except for a couple run plays at the beginning of the possession, it's been all through the air for Everson, who's up to 233 yards passing.
Yeah, he looks more comfortable this half. Looks more comfortable and looks is not, I'm going to say afraid, but it's probably the wrong word. He's more willing to throw to someone other than Tanis, and it's opened up this Tech offense.
So that's going to make it 3rd down and 9 for Tech from the 20-yard line of Southern Nazarene. Ball is on the right hash. 3 wide receivers left, 1 right. Josiah Carter, the backup tight end, on the left side of the formation. Everson back to pass, rips the slant, and it's caught, and it's a touchdown. Jared Long got inside of Keene over there on the far side, and Everson just ripped it in there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and kind of the first full put-together drive by either team tonight. And Everson, man, just really stepped into that one and put it right on the numbers.
A swinging gate, fade route looking for Keller, and that goes incomplete. Conversion no good.
I don't understand why, unless there's a penalty, there is no reason to run the swinging gate 2-point conversion here.
You're flagged down in the back of the end zone from the field judge.
The only way is if there is a flag or you have numbers.
So the Wonder Boys get a reprieve as SNU had 12 on the field.
Makes more sense now.
Baldazzo on for the extra point, which will be a yard and a half shorter than it normally is, thanks to the penalty. But he puts it through all the same. So with 5:35 to go in the 3rd quarter, our new score now, Arkansas Tech 17 and Southern Nazarene 6. We'll take a break and come back with more. This is SNU Football. 5:35 to go third quarter. Arkansas Tech with an 11-play, 83-yard drive, mostly through the air against the Crimson Storm defense. Puts it in from 20 yards out to go up 17-6. And the SNU offense in need of a response after failing to convert on 4th down and short. That gave Tech the ball to start that possession. Tymeson's kick's going to come down to Collins at the goal line. Collins got to the outside. He's got space. Cuts it, spins inside. 35, finally ushered out of bounds. And a great return from Kamoro Collins. No flags down on the field, so great starting field position for the Crimson Storm up at their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, and you can see all phases of the game. Things are coming together. They got to finish the drive. They got to score. And when it was, 3-6 or 6-9, scoring would have been great. But now there's some urgency to it. Running out of time, you've got to get the ball in the end zone on some drives.
Diamond formation here. Evans gives to Jarrell Farr, running left. Splits a couple defenders, gets up to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on first down. He was taken down by Caleb Arnold. He's been everywhere for Arkansas Tech here tonight. Tackle number 6 for Arnold.
Yeah, feels like 15. Jarrell Farr, it's good to see him making a play there. He's been kind of quiet tonight. But certainly when he's in the open field, you better watch out.
2nd and 4, under 5 minutes to go third quarter. Farr comes in motion near side. Evans fakes to him, runs it around the right side, crosses midfield, and is into Arkansas Tech territory to the 48-yard line. And we haven't seen Evans run it a ton here this evening, or Noel for that matter, which we talked to Coach Hayda about that. He said last year a lot of their reads were quarterback run or give. A lot of their RPOs now are give to the running back or throw. 75%, he said, of their RPOs are give to running back now. Evans gives to freshman Cade Barron into the game for the first time. He gets 2 down to the 46-yard line, and Barron out of Ringling, Oklahoma, is a guy that Coach Hayda was mentioning to us even last year as he was redshirting.
Yeah, really like him, really like his speed. I think last year they said one reason they were excited about him is just learning the offense well. And with an offense as complicated as this, even though, the quarterback carries a big load for the reads, the formations, the motions, the signals, it's all complicated. And so when you have a young player who's able to hop in, they get really excited about it.
3 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Bird in motion to the top of the formation, and we've got a delay game coming up on the Crimson Storm.
That is a rough call. It looked like the ball was snapped, but frustrating for this offense who can't seem to get out of their own way.
Clock continues to move. 3:20 to go, third quarter. Now 2nd and 12 from the 49-yard line of Southern Nazarene. Bird in motion. Evans fakes it to him. Has time in the pocket. Hit as he throws. Lobs it deep, looking for Donovan Hill. It's a duck. It's incomplete, as Kreit could not come up with the interception. A flag comes down, though, thrown from the side judge. And we're going to get pass interference on Arkansas Tech is the indication.
Yeah, and the ref threw that with some conviction. I didn't see it, Luke. Maybe you had a better angle than I did.
I did not see it. It was looking to see if Whitmore was going to get home on Evans, but the 15-yard penalty will give SNU an automatic first down at the Tech 36-yard line. The Tech sideline is less than pleased about the call.
He threw that flag before the ball even hit the ground. I mean, he saw something we didn't. So,
which is interesting because if it happened that early, you think it might just have been holding.
Right.
But Pass interference is the call. Diamond formation here for SNU in the middle of the field. Now Farr comes back in motion, gets the speed handoff, cuts up field, and is met in the backfield. Love and 47 for Arkansas Tech. That's Jordan Thompson in the backfield. Another loss of 2 on a speed sweep there for SNU. And again, Landry, these guys are coming that defensive end position, but Love from that middle linebacker spot.
Yeah, and I know Barron probably has a position he's supposed to pick up on that, but sometimes you just pick up the first threat, and he split 2 defenders, and those 2 defenders were the one making the tackle in the backfield.
2nd and 12. Evans fakes the give to Bird, trying to get outside, splits a couple defenders, gets inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. That's a nice run there for Bryson Evans.
Yeah. That's a good read. Instead of trying to stretch it outside where maybe you get around the edge, you just cut up field, you get the yard you have, and you got to think here too that it's third and 7, but really it's 2nd and 7. You're going 4 downs in this area because you need at least a touchdown or a field goal, and you're not in field goal range. So,
especially going into the wind. Winds died down a lot from kickoff, but still would be a very tough field goal for Van Pruyen here. 3rd and 7. Evans, quick out to Colby Branch, gets down to the 26-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. They're going to mark him at the 27, just a smidge short. So it's 4th down and 1 at the 27-yard line. Didn't get the favorable spot that Arkansas Tech got on the last possession.
Yeah, probably the right spot here, but love to see that half-inch
go your way.
That's right. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see him under center. Got a wildcat formation here.
It's Braxton Bird in the backfield. Conway motions to the left side. Bird takes the snap, and it's a swing pass out to Zepeda, and it was a low throw that never even got close, and SNU comes up empty again on 4th down, and Dustin Haa with some words for his sophomore wide receiver as SNU turns it over on downs with 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I'd love to see that play again. A swing pass out of the Wildcat is not normally what you're looking for. I wonder if that was supposed to be the decoy. Normally, if you're going to throw out of the Wildcat, you're looking for your tight end to slip up the field. That's why I'd like to see it. I wonder if there was someone more open that Hayda knew. Either that or Bird was supposed to take off and run with that one.
And looked like Zepeda had the corner on the wheel route, but you probably don't want your wide receiver being the one to make that throw.
Yeah, and you think when you just watch the game, there's certain throws that everyone thinks, I could throw that. No problem, I could throw that. Things like slant routes or out routes. But even swing passes, people think, that's easy. You just throw it out there. It's like 5 yards. And, yeah, it's 5 yards, but you have to turn your body around. To throw a swing pass that quickly and confidently, it takes repetition. So, Bird is, I'm guessing, not doing the swing pass drill to start practice every day. And if he is, he's on the receiving end.
So Arkansas Tech takes over at their own 27. 1st and 10. Everson back to pass. He's got time. Now he's pressured. Fires it to Luke Gall, who makes the catch at the line of scrimmage. Blanchard planted Everson back at the 10-yard line. Good pressure there from Nick.
Yeah.
But it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Blanchard showing that open field speed.
Hey, that's how he scored that 47-yard fake punt at East Central last year.
Let's give that guy some room to breathe.
Tech will have to snap it one more before the end of the quarter. Everson has it. Fires it back over the middle. A sliding grab made by Jorian Chase up at the 43-yard line. A nice throw again from Everson, who, frankly, Landry, looks nothing like the quarterback that we've seen the last 3 years at Northwestern Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and he's just in rhythm.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Arkansas Tech puts a touchdown on the board. It's the only points in the period. And we head to the final stanza in Bethany as Arkansas Tech leads this one 17-6. We'll be back with the start of the fourth period after these messages. And welcome back to Bethany. 15 minutes to go in the home opener. The Southern Nazarene trails Arkansas Tech 17-6. The Wonder Boys, 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line, moving left to right in this final stanza. Everson, back to pass, has time, looking deep, fires it deep, and it is going to be caught! What a catch! Jared Long, the 6'3 junior, went up and just snared that one. What a half for Jared Long.
Yeah, Jared Long in double coverage still makes the play. Everson, when they watch film tomorrow, should go shake his hand and say thank you.
What a catch from Long, who already had 3 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown in the half. And now adds that massive chunk play of 43 on top of it. Kyle Shipp have to burn a timeout here for Tech as they were slow getting lined up with the play clock running down. 14-10 to go in the ball game, and Landry, the passing attack for Arkansas Tech, has really taken control of this one.
Yeah, they've just given up on the run completely. I mean, and it's been successful for them. One thing that they're finding is these little crossing routes across the middle, whether it be a slant. I know slant's technically not a crossing route, but things where they're replacing where the linebackers would be is what's having success. Yeah, they've had some fades that have been successful, but really what's chunked them down the field has been play action, making those 2 middle linebackers take a half step up and then just dropping it in over their head. And they've been able to kind of get what they want. And Everson is kind of coming to life right before our eyes, right? He's making good throws. He's throwing the ball hard and on time, where in the first half it just seemed out of sorts. He's still getting lots of pressure, and he's sitting in there and delivering a good ball. I mean, credit to Arkansas Tech's offense for playing really well. Even this defense is playing well, but they just aren't doing enough. They need a turnover or something. They need to play.
Everson takes a snap. Fade route looking for Tanis in the back corner of the end zone. Incomplete. He ran through Ethan Miner trying to get it.
I know.
Miner had good position there. Great coverage there by the junior. Second and 10 for Tech.
Yeah, you don't
in the red zone.
Typically see offensive pass interference in that situation. Although I'm sure Miner would have appreciated one. Here we go. Here's that empty look with the trips tight on the backside. This is where they scored on the slant last series. Wouldn't be surprised to see it again.
Everson looking right. Fade route to Jorion Chase. And he's got it for the touchdown. He caught it over Kobe Nichols. And that is just veteran trusting a 6th-year veteran to go up and make a play. And that's exactly what Jorion Chase did to put Arkansas Tech up 23-6 with 13:56 to go.
Yeah, good coverage, better pass, better catch. Nothing you can do about that.
Chase, the redshirt senior from Marion, Arkansas, had a career-high 119 yards receiving last week in the win over Oklahoma Baptist. And Arkansas Tech has opened this one up with 14 unanswered points here in the second half. Baldazzo's extra point, though, is blocked. The middle of that SNU defensive line got in there. So we keep it a 17-point game, which could be significant down the stretch, as that keeps it a 3-score game. Right. So 23-6, Arkansas Tech with the lead, 13:56 to play in the ball game. Quick check on scores around the conference. Late third quarter, Henderson State 20, Southeastern 17. Fourth quarter in Weatherford, Southwestern 28, Arkansas Monticello 17. Coming up on halftime out in Shawnee, Oklahoma Baptist trails Harding 28-7. The Bisons coming up on 200 yards rushing in a Great American Conference game for unofficially the 10,000th consecutive game. And Southern Arkansas leads East Central midway through the third, 28-12. Earlier this evening, the SNU women's soccer team got a 2-0 win over Pittsburgh State. 2 first-half goals taking care of things for Southern Nazarene.
Yeah, shout out to the soccer teams here at Southern Nazarene. 2 really good teams, and if you need some solid entertainment, even if you're not a soccer fan, just head down the road, see those teams in action. Luke and I got to cover a game a couple weeks ago that was a 4-3 thriller against Dallas Baptist University.
Game went nuts. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, I think 87th minute, free kick just outside the box to win it.
So 23-6 Tech. SNU's got a big hill to overcome in their home opener. Tymason sends this deep. Gonna be Collins from the 5. Collins making a move outside. Flag flies across the 30, 35 before he's ushered out of bounds. We'll see what the flag is for from the field judge. I have a feeling that we're going to have some of this return yardage nullified. Kamoro Collins, redshirt freshman out of Plainview, Texas, has done some good things in the return game here this evening, and he's another guy that's going to be counted on with Donald May out with injury for the Crimson Storm.
Yeah. Got a hold. Maybe the easiest hold we'll see all night, but yeah, you're right. I mean, Donald May's out, and certainly his presence has been felt on the offense, but not in the special teams, not in the return game. It's been really solid all night tonight.
So SNU takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And Landry, we haven't seen Dalen Smith here in the second half. He came down hard on that long reception. Yeah. And I believe he has not made it out in the second half at all. Here's Rasheed Noel. Quick slant to Donovan Hill. His first reception of the night. And he's free. 40, 45, all the way up near midfield. And a big senior from Lubbock, Texas, getting on the stat sheet. He's a guy that everyone's been talking about all offseason, and you saw it there.
We got a secondary, I think, cramp or something.
Matt Arnold slow to get up. Then it was quick to get up and then slow to go back down.
Which it means 2 things in my mind. One, he's trying to get his defense a breather. I don't think it's that. I think he caught a cramp and thought, no, I'm good. Then the sideline said, no, you're not. Just the stretching they're doing on his toe right there, kind of bending it backwards from my 100-yard view. That's what I would guess. So
he's able to walk off. It's 1st and 10, SNU just on the Crimson Storm side of midfield with 13:30 to play. Trailing 23-6. Clock moves. Rashid Noel out there at quarterback right now for SNU. It's the Crimson Storm have alternated Bryson Evans and Noel all night. Conaway goes in motion to the right. 2 wide receivers left. Now here comes Colby Branch to the near side. Noel fakes it. Looking for Farr on the wheel route. It's incomplete, well overshot.
Yeah, and I don't think Farr's in the wrong there. I think Noel, even though it is a wheel route, Farr stopped to come back. Hayda trying to bark some instructions to Noel on that last play. Just seemed disjointed. Really, the offense in the second half, there have been some bright spots, but really it's been less rhythmic, more stagnant.
Two wide receivers left, 2nd and 10. The give is to Zepeda, picking his way to right side. And he falls forward across midfield down to the 48-yard line. Gain of 3 makes it 3rd down and 7 for the Crimson Storm. The clock moves down to 12:40 to play in the ball game. SNU needs 3 scores. Down 23-6.
Yeah, not a huge sense of urgency here from Coach Hayda. I don't know what the holdup is. Now we have a timeout.
Play clock was down to 4.
I think there's just a bit of miscommunication from getting the play call in 2 positions. Sometimes you have one play caller who's signaling plays into the quarterback, and the quarterback might be barking instructions to the guys in front of him. But then occasionally you'll have the wide receivers coach or another player barking instructions to the people on the outside so that you don't have mixed signals. But sometimes those get delayed or the play gets miscalled, and so you have to correct yourself. So it's not as easy as just saying zone right on 2, okay, ready, break. It's often more complicated than that with how much motion and formations there are in this offense. You got to think almost every play you're talking about personnel. How many tight ends do you have? How many wide receivers? How many running backs? Where are you lining up? And that takes a lot of communication. So I know as a fan it might be easy to wonder what's going on or to assume that it's just Coach Hayda taking his time, but often more complicated than that.
Unfortunately, speaking of tight ends, Dalen Smith on the sidelines with his right arm in a sling. Not what you want to see for SNU.
Yeah.
2 wide either side on 3rd and 7. Noel back to pass, fires it, looking to the outside, far, just too far over his head, but a flag comes in, and I think we're going to get maybe a defensive hold on Arkansas Tech. Oh, no, we're actually going to get offensive pass interference. On who could this possibly be on?
Unless there was, a rub route or a pick play that we didn't see. Yeah,
Saw no such thing, and Farr definitely didn't push off.
No, I don't think anyone touched Farr, nor Farr touched anyone, but something.
The field judge didn't like something he saw, that's for sure.
Yeah. Wow.
And they actually called it on Farr.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call is there. However, it has been called. It's 3rd and long. If I'm Arkansas Tech, maybe you just make it 4th down, but it's 3rd and long for the Crimson Storm. They need a big play here.
Kind of mystified on what that was.
I know.
Let's go back and look at that later. Play clock down to 3. Noel has the snap. Back to pass. Under pressure. Now escapes the pocket right. Now swings back around. Falls down. Back inside the 30-yard line. A flag comes in. Probably going to get a hold here on SNU.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the line.
Flag whistled on John Cantrell. And so that makes it 4th down all the way back at the SNU 28-yard line. So after the big play to Donovan Hill, SNU goes backwards 21 yards and will be forced to punt with 12 minutes to play.
Yeah, and speaking of Donovan Hill, he has just walked into the medical tent holding his shoulder. Hopefully he's okay. Tremendous player for this offense.
Atwell on to punt for the Crimson Storm. Snap a little high, but he controls it and uncorks a good one that hits at the 32, takes a Tech bounce, and is touched down at the Tech 36-yard line with 11:38 to go in the ball game. Landry, SNU's, they've had big plays throughout the game, multiple over 30 yards in length. I count 5, I believe, over 30 yards this evening, but just have not been able to put it in the end zone.
No, they haven't been able. It's not even just about finishing the drives. It's about finishing the series of 4 plays. I mean, you get to 3rd and short 5 times this game, and you can't convert.
Bunch formation to the left. The offensive line, Deuce Wise in the backfield. They turn and give it to him right up the middle, and he picks his way to the 41-yard line, 5-yard gain. Flag comes in from the field judge. We're going to get an illegal blindside block. And that's going to be whistled on Long, Jared Long, who's had a tremendous second half.
He has, yeah.
But that'll set the Wonder Boys back 15 yards and make it now 1st and 25.
Yeah, and a real reprieve for this Crimson Storm defense. Tech obviously wants to run the ball and take some time off of this clock in the 4th quarter, but has really set themselves at a disadvantage where they might be able to run once or twice, but they're going to have to put the ball in the air again.
Clock moving, 11:15 to go. Shovel pass, Jorian Chase on the sweep across the 30-yard line. Comes on the near side, taken down at the 33 by Colton Morris and Elijah Simons. They'll make it 2nd down as he gets a good chunk of that penalty yardage back.
You know, those zip routes, you see it a lot at all levels, even in the high school. Instead of a handoff, it's kind of just a toss forward. It's a little safer. If it's dropped, it's an incomplete pass. But Luke, if I was a quarterback, I'd be telling my offensive coordinator to make every handoff a pop pass so that I could rack up the stats on every play.
Absolutely. Bolster those stats.
Yeah, it counts as a pass, which is the easiest pass in football.
2nd and 13. Wise stacked up in the backfield and smacked down. Devontae McCleveland came in from his defensive tackle position, and now a flag comes in from the line judge. And if this is on McCleveland, that's absolutely outrageous because McCleveland was just trying to get his foot out from Wise.
Yeah, I mean, surely this is waved off. You see the white hat telling the line judge, talking to him. I mean, if this is called, this is outrageous.
Oh, and they're actually going to call Wise for it because Wise was holding on to McCleveland's leg. So we will give credit where credit is due.
Hey, that's right.
Good job, Mr. Line Judge, for noticing that, the full situation, and putting it in context.
You know, Luke, up here, from our vantage point, it's easy to jump to conclusions.
So since it was after the play, that makes it 3rd down for Tech at their own 17-yard line, 3rd and 29.
Still in that jumbo trio set.
Everson turns and gives to Wise. He's got space at the middle before he's chopped down at the 26-yard line. Aaron Randall coming in from his safety spot.
Yeah, nothing.
Makes the play, and SNU forces the punt.
Nothing over the top there, right? You give up the 6 yards because you don't want to give up the 25 yards. So rally to the football once you know it's handed off and you get to your offense the ball back. Certainly this game's not over. Not over by any means, but got to go down and score. Got to take advantage of this 3-and-out this defense has just put together.
9:45 to go and counting. 23-6 Arkansas Tech. SNU getting the ball back. Tymason sends it out to Williams. Williams catches it at the 36. Made a couple men miss. Got bumped off his spot by his own guy and finally tackled out of bounds at the 39. Man, Williams doing a tremendous job keeping his footing.
Yes.
Let's see what the flag is from the line judge. Threw it right at the snap. SNU might have been offside or potentially illegal formation. One of the two.
One of the two. I don't know if there were. Yeah, couldn't tell if SNU was early, but certainly it looked like maybe there's 8 men on the line of scrimmage for.
And talking to Coach Hayda, line judge just talked to Coach Hayda, so I think it is going to be illegal formation here. So illegal formation on Tech. We'll move the ball 5 yards up to the 43. So SNU, great starting field position. 9:25 to go. Still plenty of time for the Crimson Storm. They just have to put together a drive. A complete drive start to finish.
That's right.
Kamoro Collins and Van Taylor both out there right now for SNU. Bryson Evans is the quarterback. Carlos Cepeda to the left of him in the backfield. And a false start on the Crimson Storm is not going to get things rolling the right way.
No, and that looked like a false start on everyone but the center, which, no offense to the center, that usually means it's the center. The disconnect there. Even Evans looked like he was ready for the ball too. And again, get the ball in promising field position and just have a penalty that pushes you back.
So SNU flips the formation here. Same formation, just flipped. 3 to the right this time. Evans rolls that way. Fires it down the middle of the field. Overshot Collins, who is surrounded by 3 green jerseys. I think it's 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, and Evans, this is a flood concept. So you're flooding the whole the offensive line to the right. Your quarterback's booting to the right, and all your routes are to the right. You have a shallow, a medium, and a long, and it's really tempting on a flood route, especially when you're down, to try to hit the deep route. But oftentimes that middle route or the shallow route is what you want to go for. And I know Evans is trying to make something happen, but maybe look for those simple passes and get your offense in a rhythm.
3 wide receivers left now. Evans under pressure, and he is horse-collared and taken down. Not literally horse-collared, but taken down around the neck. And it was Jiron Stewart again, his 5th tackle for loss of the night. And it puts SNU in a world of hurt back at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and just the posture of this offense right now is just a little low. I want to see him push through some adversity here.
3rd and 23 for the Crimson Storm. 8:40 to go. Evans back to pass. Fires it. Go route down the sideline looking for Donovan Hill. And it is incomplete. Matt Arnold made the catch, couldn't get the toe drag in bounds. And SNU goes 3 and out. And Dustin Haa with a teaching moment here for his quarterback, Bryson Evans.
That's right. When you have 2 new quarterbacks in, it's just going to happen. In so many ways, with the consistency at quarterback over the last, not just with Gage Porter, but even before Gage Porter, you've really only had 2 quarterbacks.
Wobbly kick there from Atwell. It does take an SNU bounce and clambers inside the Tech 40-yard line, but a short kick there from Adam Atwell. With 8:27 to go, Arkansas Tech leads 23-6. And Landry, like you were just saying, there's a lot of little things that go into it. Yeah, we can talk about the production loss from Gage Porter, but it's the other things that actually really matter when it comes to running the offense. Gage being on the same page as Coach Hayda, knowing the signals, knowing the calls, making some calls himself.
Right.
But, you know, the 2,000 yards and 28 rushing touchdowns, that can be replaced by a committee, but it's the other things that just can't be. Here's a handoff to Gall. Met in the backfield. Carter Brock. A 2-yard loss back to the 36. And Carter Brock, the junior out of Louisville, Texas, working to improve his play speed in the offseason. Landry came shot out of a cannon on that one.
Yeah, man, just really playing really well. I mean, these middle linebackers are tremendous. And even though the defense has had a couple drives in the second half that they probably wish they could have back, they've been really, really consistent all game.
The run defense has been outstanding.
Yes, all game.
Tech has not run the ball a lick.
Well, I mean, here we go. We've got the empty trio wide again. This is all they can do. This is their run formation right now.
Everson back to pass. He's in trouble now. He scrambles and slides. He started it after a 1-yard pickup. Actually, they're going to give him the original line of scrimmage to the 38. So a gain of 2 makes it 3rd and 10 as the clock moves under 7.5 minutes to play in the ball game.
Yeah, you remember watching Mike Leach Texas Tech teams when they had Graham Harrell, Michael Crabtree. The run game was, maybe they'd run inside zone or outside zone, but most of the time they're like, well, if we just throw it to Michael Crabtree for a 1-yard gain, we'll take that as a run. And this is what we've seen from Tech tonight.
3 wide receivers right, 1 left, tight end on the right side. Everson back to pass. Fires it to the sticks. It's Tanis with the reception. He's got it for the first down to the 49-yard line.
Man, and that one hurts. That's another first down and more time winding off the clock. And this game seems to be further and further out of reach for the Crimson Storm.
Tech in no rush with 6:40 to play.
Yeah, and they finally have a running back in. But I doubt that he's going to get the ball. He's lined up in a pass pro in front of the quarterback.
By 2. Everson keeps it himself, slides down at midfield. They're going to give him a half a yard just on the Tech side of midfield. And if you're going to do that, may as well just dive forward.
That's right. Maybe played baseball in high school. Who knows?
2nd and a long 9. The ball just on the Tech side of midfield, under 6 minutes to play. Arkansas Tech's controlled the time of possession here in the second half. Here's Keller in motion to the right side. 2 to each side now for the Wonder Boys. The give is to Gall running right. And he's going to be taken down. 2-yard gain. It was Omasigo who got upfield first for the Crimson Storm. And a host of players, Brock and Obina, also over there for SNU to take Gall down for a minimal gain. Makes it 3rd and 7 from the Tech 48-yard line, and SNU got to have this stop.
Yes. You'd have to just assume the Wonder Boys are going to go to their sure-handed wide receivers here, where with a little hitch route or stop route, it's coming right at you.
3 wide left, 1 right. Everson back to pass. Has time under pressure, holding call, and it's incomplete downfield. Omasigo is getting double teamed and getting held. Working his way upfield. We'll see what SNU elects to do here. It's 4th down and 7. Here, Kyle Shipp are probably just punting this and trying to pin SNU deep.
Yeah.
We'll see if SNU's going to decline the penalty with 4:51 to go. So the punt team comes on for Arkansas Tech. We'll see if Desmond Williams can make something happen for the Crimson Storm, or if SNU can get a punt block here. SNU had a punt block return for a touchdown in the 2019 win over Arkansas Tech here in Bethany. Now SNU jumps offside. So regardless of the outcome here, we're going to do this again. Unless Arkansas Tech's content to let this die at the 5-yard line.
Then another flag. It's going to be a personal foul on 31 for the Crimson Storm. It's going to give the Wonder Boys a first down. It's not how you want to end the drive. It's not during the play even, not even after the play. Just not using your head.
That's Michael Okuwobi. He's been involved in some things multiple times tonight. So let's see how, if this is after the play, it would still be SNU ball.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how they're going to rule that. It certainly looked like the flag was thrown while they were downing the ball. But either way, I mean, you know, yes, there's only 4 minutes left in this game, but just putting your team at a disadvantage, it's got to be smart.
It's all habit, one way or the other.
That's right.
And you want to be building positive habits, good habits. Yeah, the official's still huddling and trying to determine what's going to be the ruling here. SNU for sure jumped offside.
Yeah, certainly. To the very least, you're going to get a re-kick or
I mean, honestly, if you're Arkansas Tech, if this is a after the play personal foul, you may as well just take the punt and move it to the 2.5-yard line with 4.5 to go.
That's exactly
up 3
right.
scores. I don't know why you'd. I mean, your defense has done well. SNU hasn't been great offensively. They've gotten several big plays, but overall haven't been able to sustain drives. So that penalty is declined. So didn't really get an explanation on
who's getting the ball where.
Who's getting the ball. Now, they didn't rule it as an after the play.
Yeah, which makes
now,
me.
Kyle Shipp is actually asking right now who's getting the ball.
Which is a reasonable question.
Because the official did not, the referee did not indicate that it was an after the play personal foul, which means it would be Tech ball with a first down.
We have the Crimson Storm offense running out there.
So the implication or the understanding from SNU's side of things is that it is SNU ball half the distance to the goal from the 5. Kyle Shipp seems to not be in agreement on that.
Yeah, and I don't know if I blame him just by the way
the officials are communicating it.
Yeah.
Quick check on scores around the league while we wait on this. Henderson State 34-17 with half the fourth quarter remaining. Reddy's 14 points in the final period. Andrew Edwards, 386 passing yards and 3 scores tonight. Monticello has come all the way back and is leading Southwestern 39-28. 29 points in the second half and 22 in the fourth for the Weevils against the Bulldogs. Harding leads at halftime 31-7 over Oklahoma Baptist, and fourth quarter about halfway through, Southern Arkansas leads East Central 28-12. We got it all sorted out, and it was what we thought was going to happen, and it's SNU ball at the 2.5-yard line after the half the distance to the goal personal foul penalty assessed on the Crimson Storm. Got to slow things down and wait on the chain gang to get down there. The SNU men's basketball squad running things tonight. Evans back to pass. Has time. Fires it deep, looking in the middle of the field, and it's an easy interception for C.J. Palmer. Palmer racing back down the near side, and it scoots out of bounds at the SNU 19-yard line. Evans looking on the outside. I believe that was Donovan Hill he was trying to get it to. And we've got some little kerfuffle going on down on the SNU sideline. Braxton Johnson for Tech involved with some of the SNU offensive linemen. But just hung that one a little bit too much into the center of the field, and the safety Palmer, who has a fascinating story, able to pick it off. Palmer, a freshman back in 2021 for the Wonder Boys, played a year, got the college experience, and then took a year off to go help his family start a chicken farm in 2022. So he was on the farm for a year, and then decided he still had some more left and came back to the team last year. Has been an important part of the program. Here's Wise picking his way for his longest run of the night, 9 yards down to the SNU 12-yard line. Easily the longest gain for a Tech running back this evening.
Yeah, certainly, and it just shows credit to how well this defense has played. Even though the scoreline may not show a good defensive game, the stat line certainly would. I mean, they've been tremendous, in particular against the run. Just on the offensive end, just hadn't been able to capitalize on big plays.
Under 4 minutes to go. 2nd and 2 for the Wonder Boys. From just outside the 12-yard line, ball on the right hash. One wide receiver to either side. Double tight end. As Everson turns, gives to Wise, and he slips down in the backfield. Just got back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard back to the 13. Kobe Nichols was the closest to Wise as he slipped.
Yeah, one pet peeve of mine, and it's mild, but we've got time, is people using the cleats that have the plastic molds in them on a turf field, or even on a grass field. You want things you can replace and change, and we've seen lots of guys slipping and sliding, and everybody's got those plastic mold cleats on. They look cool, but they may not do the job.
Thank you for your TED Talk.
You're welcome.
3 minutes to go. Everson turns, gives to Gall, bounces it outside, and he's inside the 10. He's got a 1st and goal situation for the Wonder Boys.
Yeah, Luke,
we got a Tech lineman slow to get up.
Yeah, their official's going to take a timeout here for him, make sure he's all right and healthy, number 58.
That's Christian Moody, the left guard, senior out of Nashville. Also, SNU trainer Michael Brobson out to attend to Jake Wright, slow to get up.
Yeah, rants like about cleats, or what my kids give me a hard time about at dinner time. But if I don't say it, who will, Luke?
Absolutely. I mean, we cannot leave these things unsaid, and
that's right.
And people cannot live in ignorance on
that's
our
right.
watch.
That's right.
Wright able to walk off. 1st and goal, Tech at the 6-yard line with 2:44 to go. Kind of a strange game here at Landry, because there's some things that you look at what SNU's been able to do. The run defense has been absolutely outstanding. I mean, Arkansas Tech ran for 245 yards against Oklahoma Baptist last week. And SNU, our stats monitor has been slow to update it. Tech has barely gotten above positive numbers when you account for sacks and fumbled snaps in this ball game. I mean, my guess would be officially that it's less than 20 yards still.
Sure. Yeah, I think Tech can, unless SNU burns their timeouts, they can run a couple plays, and this one will be over. No rush here. Everson now lines up.
Everson turns, gives to Gall, straight up ahead, taken down at the 5. And Tech is going to take a timeout.
No, 2 minute warning.
Oh, 2 minute timeout.
You know, this
is going to take
us.
some time.
That's right. I thought the same thing. I thought,
like, that is strange. Why is someone taking a timeout? So 2 minutes to go. Arkansas Tech leads 23-6. And Landry, we'll keep it here. SNU back at home next week, 3 o'clock kickoff for the Crimson Storm and the Rangers of Northwestern Oklahoma State. Rangers a tough start to the year, losing 34-7 at Arkansas Monticello, and then losing 56-2 on Thursday against Ouachita Baptist. So, but SNU in a little stretch here, home against Northwestern, then on the road at Southwestern, which certainly seems to have improved under first-year head coach Andrew Rice, coming over after a couple years as the offensive coordinator at Southern Arkansas. They've made some strides, but there were many strides to be made, to put it mildly, for the Bulldogs. So, couple opportunities here for SNU to build on the positives and maybe get a couple wins here before they go to Southern Arkansas and host Henderson State to start October. Schedule, honestly, is spread out pretty nicely. You don't have the Southern Ark, Henderson State 2-game step is probably, with the trip to Southeastern, it's definitely the toughest 3-game stretch of the year without any question. Just with 2 of those being on the road and 2 of those being the top 4 teams in the conference. So that's a tough stretch to begin October, but overall, you're not playing, Harding and Ouachita back-to-back or things like that. So it sets up nice to have some ebbs and flows, but plenty to build on here for SNU, especially on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, and opportunities to get your offense in rhythm, maybe figure out who you want to roll with at quarterback. Maybe it is both of them, but certainly going to have some opportunities there, and especially in particular next week should be a good matchup.
Everson turns, hands to Gall, trying to pick his way into the end zone, and he is down just short at the 1-yard line with 1:50 to play.
Yeah, looks like they're going to hurry to the line.
SNU doing their darndest to keep the Wonder Boys out of the end zone on the ground. Everson, he hesitated and got smothered in the backfield. Loss of 3 back to the 4-yard line.
And I don't think they're going to run another play, and that'll do it here.
Center Peyton Henderson slow to get up.
Excuse me, I was the 1 on the scoreboard was impeded by the field goal. So got to run one more play at least.
So they're sending out Christopher Baldazzo to kick a field goal as we come up on 1 minute to play. 10 on the play clock as Baldazzo gets set. SNU blocked the extra point on the last Wonder Boys touchdown. We'll see if they get another block here. They cannot. Baldazzo puts it through for his 3rd field goal of the night to make it 26-6 in favor of Arkansas Tech.
Next week, playing Northwestern, defensive coordinator Jerry Glanville.
Landry is going to have all the facts about Jerry Glanville next week.
I was just about to say, I will have a short segment at some point with facts about Glanville.
So far, that experiment has not produced different results.
I think one thing we heard this week was looked like Buddy Ryan running a defense out there, but no Mike Singletary, no Refrigerator Perry.
No, as good as Kobe Tillman was at Bixby. Even though he's a middle linebacker up there at Northwestern now, he's no Mike Singletary.
That's right. Looking forward to a good matchup next week, and looking forward to some improvement from this Crimson Storm team. I mean, certainly some real bright spots to hold on to, but be a good matchup.
So SNU will get one more crack at this. 48 seconds left, trailing 26-6. And now Arkansas Tech is taking a timeout for something. Can't imagine what. There's no play clock on a kickoff.
Yeah, unless it's just, not having the right number of guys. See one lone wolf run back into the huddle.
Always hate to be the one lone wolf in that situation.
Yeah, I certainly do. Happens to every player at some point in their career where they're hear their name being shouted by some coordinator or coach, and it's never a good shout.
No, not at all. Not at all. Things getting a little interesting down in Magnolia as East Central has cut it to a 28-20 game. So might need to keep an eye on that one over the rest of the evening. We're set now. Tymason ready to send this one away to Collins, who's had some good things in the return game. This is not going to be one of them, but it's also not going to be one of the good things for Tymason either as he kicks it out of bounds. So SNU will start at the 35-yard line with 48 seconds left. Bryson Evans appears to be the one getting this final series for the Crimson Storm.
And really, I think he's played this whole fourth quarter, maybe except the first drive. Luke, what have been your thoughts on this quarterback battle for the Crimson Storm tonight?
I think both have had some learning moments, but neither did anything that was a disaster play or anything like that. Evans gives to Weston Smith in for the first time at running back, and he's met after a 4-yard gain to the 39.
Yeah, and we'll have one more play here. Yeah, I feel similarly. I think both of them had moments where you think, okay, here we go. Maybe this is it, and both have had some moments I'd rather have back.
Smith right into the middle of the defense. Gets all the way up to the 44-yard line. See if SNU can sneak one more play in. Certainly going to try. Clock ticks down. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And that's going to do it. So the final score here from SNU Football Stadium this evening, Arkansas Tech comes on the road and moves to 2-0 with a 26-6 win over Southern Nazarene. Tough game for the Crimson Storm as the offense unable to get things going. Some good moments for the Crimson Storm defense. Some highlights for the offense as well, but just being able to string drives together, it's a new era for SNU without Gage Porter, but time will be the tell of if SNU is able to replace Gage in every way possible. But Landry overall just unable to finish those drives and get the ball in the end zone was the biggest thing here tonight.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is, confidence and just playing together more. Lots of fresh faces on this offense. You have to be really pleased with the defense, though. I mean, we've talked about it all night. Just made plays when they needed to, and they need to shore up some things in the secondary, really kind of over the middle. But overall, they played really well. The offense, it'll come. It'll take time. I mean, if you've been watching these games for as many years as Luke and I have, you remember the first couple years of Gage Porter even. I mean, it was tough sledding sometimes to move the ball down the field, even with
it was an adventure is what it was.
That's right, with how good of an athlete Gage Porter was. But certainly it's going to take time. It's going to take repetition. But SNU has shown over the years that their character doesn't change and that their determination doesn't change no matter the outcome on the scoreboard. And I know that that's going to be the case here for Coach Hayda's crew.
So Arkansas Tech wins this one 26-6. Less zany and less all over the place than last week's overtime win over Oklahoma Baptist for the Wonder Boys. But the Wonder Boys moving to 2-0, looking for their first winning season since 2017 in Russellville, which is a pretty kind of insane thing to say for Tech, which is the biggest school in the Great American Conference by a wide margin, which doesn't necessarily mean automatic success, but certainly is interesting that they haven't been able to have more success than they have over the years. But Landry, as we wrap things up, just let's start with the offense. We talked a little bit about the quarterbacks and just the rotating, and do you think that that's something that continues, or do you think in the next game or two that there's going to be a guy that really emerges and we see the rest of the way?
Yeah, I would assume it continues. Yeah, I think both had opportunities to shine, and I think we need to see more opportunity or more success from both of those players. I liked. I'm not Coach Hayda, nor would I want to be, but I liked what Evans did running the ball. I thought he was maybe the most proficient runner. Struggled when pressure was coming. Struggled to connect on the run, throwing, and this offense does a lot of boot action and does a lot of rollouts, and you got to be able to set your feet, make a quick throw, and it's got to be on the money. So I want to see him improve some of those. I thought Noel played pretty well. Thought his reads were good. I did think his timing was just a hair off of Evans. So if there's anything that Evans has in his favor, at least from the eye test that I saw, was timing. But both have opportunity. It's right in front of them. And if I'm Coach Hayda, I'm telling both of them, hey, this is your job to take. So show me you want it. Show me you want to take it. So I think we'll see both quarterbacks next week.
We talked a little bit, in the pregame and with Coach Hayda, and then throughout the night, how just a lot more of their reads are running back focused, and they've got some guys that they really like back there with Zepeda, obviously, and then Weston Smith and the freshman Cade Barron, and it'll be interesting to see if those get a little more involved than they were tonight. There was a lot of speed sweeps on the outside that, personnel-wise, Tech had some guys tonight that made those a lot less successful than maybe SNU anticipated. And, Love and Stewart were two guys at middle linebacker that Coach Hayda mentioned to us in our pregame talk. Those guys could move, and Stewart ended up with 5 tackles for loss tonight as a result of his athleticism and just being able to come from that middle spot and come all the way to the outside and make a play. And I think that really kind of not necessarily flummoxed SNU, but it certainly took them out of what they were wanting to do, because that just wasn't the option that it could have been otherwise.
Right. That's exactly right. Yeah, they were trying to get the edge. You could tell just in their play design, they're trying to get the edge, and the edge wasn't there tonight. And, so you wonder if, Zepeda, I thought, played pretty well. Zepeda's, kind of a bulldozer. You wonder if they're going to try to get the ball in the hands of some of their quick, speedy guys, and some guys we didn't really see much of tonight, just to try to mix things up. I know one thing Coach Hayda really prides this offense on is doing what they do well. So I would never expect an overhaul of anything, but maybe tweak here, tweak there to try to get some space to some athletes in the open field.
Defensively, the SNU run defense was outstanding tonight. Tech ran for 245 against Oklahoma Baptist. Don't have the final stats in front of us at the moment, but certainly less than 50 yards.
Yeah,
without a doubt here tonight. Not even close as well. Just a really outstanding performance by the run defense tonight. The Tech offense and Everson was able to get in a rhythm in that third quarter. Long drive, 83-yard drive that ended in the touchdown to Jordan. And that was a drive that really kind of changed the complexion of this game a little bit. It felt different after that drive, and seeing Tech get into a rhythm offensively, see Everson hit some easy throws for him where he was just able to sit back and rip it in there on a slant. That gave Tech some confidence, and it helped their defense as well. They were able to stay off the field for a long time there in that third quarter, and that kept them fresh for that fourth quarter. But a lot of good things for SNU defensively. We've seen the struggles with SNU defensively over the years, but that was a really encouraging performance. For especially on the run defense side, and we'll see what sort of adjustments they make for coverage for Northwestern next week. But overall, I think there's a lot to like with the Crimson Storm, and it's a young secondary. I mean, you've got a senior who's been a backup for most of his career in Aaron Randall, and a junior in Ethan Miner at corner who's played a lot the last 2 years, but has always been, kind of the second guy behind Josh Johnson at best. And now those two guys are the guys, surrounded by a bunch of guys who are getting out there for the first times in their careers and also are really young, redshirt sophomores or redshirt freshmen. So it's going to take some time for them, but, confidence in the coaching staff to be able to get those guys up to speed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're young secondary, but they played really well. They weren't exploiting them with a long ball other than maybe one or two plays. It was more the kind of mid-range, over-the-middle things, and those will get sorted out.
Absolutely. So that's going to do it for us here tonight. 26-6, Arkansas Tech defeats Southern Nazarene here in the home opener for the Crimson Storm. We'll be back here next week, same place, different opponent, different time. 3 o'clock kickoff for the Crimson Storm and Northwestern Oklahoma State. The Rangers in town to take on the Crimson Storm. Both teams will be looking for their first win of the 2024 season when we come at you next Saturday afternoon. For all of us here at SNU Athletics and my partner Landry Franks, I'm Luke McConnell saying good night from Bethany.